What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? Oh my Lord, have mercy. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Alright, before we even start the topic tonight, before we even start our topic tonight, alaikum salam. Before we start our topic tonight, can we just big up my barber for a second, Carl? Don't have me looking wavy, hey. Hey, for people's information that hasn't, new video out right now. Go subscribe to that. Rare Talks. You see the subscribers. You see what we do. You know what we do and you know what we're saying, yeah? Go to the YouTube and subscribe up the things, yeah? You know we're at Rare Hub, hottest building, hottest podcast, whatever you want to say, hottest guys on the net. That's the truth. That's what it is. Yeah, if you weren't here for the other day, you missed out. Monday was lit. From Mondays, we're doing Monday episodes. So Monday we're doing Mondays and we're doing we're doing Mondays and Fridays. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all them people. I listen and listen up closely. Tonight is an epic one. But you know we don't start our talks until we get to at least 1,000 likes. So I like up the thing because then I know people are involved and we're fully here. Yeah? Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Vicky. Shout out to my sister Miriam. Shout out to my brother Mental Health Advocate team. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the peoples. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the peoples. We're about to go down tonight. You think it's a game. We're not playing anymore. The game is over. Yeah, the game is over. I'm here now. I remember I said, yeah, people think it's a game. Man's exposing these evil women. I'm keeping it real. It's about time that man start exposing these women. You know what I'm saying? If you lot give me enough gifts tonight, I'm due to expose someone. I'm telling you right now. I'm due to just put someone on blast. I get certain amount of gifts tonight. I'm just putting someone on blast. But we're just gonna talk about the topic of parent alienation. Where's my computer? My computer. 1 second. You know I keep my computer with me now, yeah? Alright, we're on 1K now. Let's go. Let's start this. Yeah, let's start this topic now. Parent alienation. Now, let me just be real with you people on here, yeah? I didn't know that this is actually real. Like, I didn't understand what that meant. See, I thought I knew what it meant, but I didn't actually understand what parent alienation actually is. So now I'm going to give you a case, yeah? Now, I don't think you lot know this, yeah? But parent alienation is at an all-time high in the UK. I'm going to break down what it is. And this is what parent alienation, this is the definition of it. And I want you to recognize and look around you and see any people around you. I'm going to play a voice recording, like I said. This voice recording is good. You're going to understand if this is actually parent alienation. Listen closely. Parent alienation refers to a process in which a parent acts or speaks in a way without legitimate justification that causes the child to not want to maintain a relationship with the other parent. Yeah? All right, now just listen to this. The latest case saw Mr. Justice Keehan rule that the accused would lose custody of the children and be placed with the other parent so as to prevent further emotional damage. So listen, it was a highlight for men recently. A man got the child taken away from the woman because she was alienating the child and the child's living with the father. Now, let me just say something to everybody out there. Any woman that's out there that is alienating a child, whether it's the man or the woman, doing it to the woman or to the man or to the man to the woman, You need the child to be taken away from you because you're child abusing the child. Mentally, you're damaging the child. And listen to what they say. This is actually real. This is actually a real life case. This is actually real right now. This is actually real. I'm not giving you no fake stuff. This is real. Shout out to Rachel for sending them gifts. You already know what it is. Love Rachel. It says, these cases involve a parent acting in a way that leads to the child to feel that they do not, or consciously or unconsciously, want to have a relationship with the other parent. It is exceptionally important that prompt findings are made as to whether alienation has taken place, but more importantly, in the event that it has, the swift action is taken before the impact on the child leaves their relationship with the other parent irreparable. The latest judgment is important and highlights not only the prevalence of issue, but also the fact that courts will take extreme action, including changing a child's residence. So I just want people to understand this. Men, listen. When a woman is trying to turn a child against you, you can actually get full custody of the child if the woman is doing it and it is proven that the woman is doing it. And guess how they prove it? They don't prove it through the woman. They prove it through the child. No matter how much she tells the child not to speak, the child will naturally say things. And when the child speaks, if Kafkas, the people in the court that go and do like the social workers for the court cases, you could actually get custody of your children. Man, them, are you listening to me? Right now, I think you lot are not actually understanding what I'm actually saying to you lot. We can get custody of our children if the woman is doing parent alienation. This is like one of the biggest W's of the year. I'm giving you free advice. You can go and take your children away from this woman. They would change. The judge ruled and took the child away from. I'm like, this is amazing. Man, do you understand this? In 2014, the mother applied to leave to remove the children from the jurisdiction to live in. All right, so this is just like it's giving you like, because they're not allowed. All right, so let me just give you an issue. Another issue with this family court stuff is that you have to be careful how you speak about this stuff on here. You know what I'm saying? So all the cases seem like some false cases, but they're real. They're given different locations, but they're really in the UK. But they can't say that because it's legal matters, isn't it? This judgment shows that the courts are not reluctant to change a child's residence to ensure the longer-term well-being, even if initially it's felt it caused the child distress. So basically, it's saying that in some elements, so look, I want everyone to understand this now. Because, again, parent alienation is a serious thing. And do you know what that does to the child? So it's when someone's turning a child against you. It's when the other parent is teaching the child to speak badly of you. Or having negative conversations about you so the child can hear it. That is all part of parent alienation. So we need to be on point with this thing, because there's no difference between that and child abuse. Because if you always see, in a relationship, when it ends, there's always one person that's taking it worse than the other. But in the UK, it gives straight power to the woman over the man, which I say is a good thing. Unless the woman is an evil woman, then it's a bad thing. Because we know too many cases of toxic, evil, crazy, psychopathic women. Yeah. Amber Heard is one of millions. Amber Heard is one of millions. There's a lot of women that say they love their child, but abuse the child mentally by turning the child against the father. Women don't actually understand this, yeah? Let me break this down to you lot. Yeah? So that you lot understand this. Yeah? So, okay. Yo, my guy. Where's this dog? You got that, yeah? Big man, Yeah. You have to go around the thing now. Unless you jump down. Don't jump. Yeah, come, go around. No, you have to go all the way around. Unless you jump, fam.
1 minute.
Yeah, yo, gang. I said, let me jump. Yeah, you didn't care. Alright, look. Yeah, look. Get my door. Alright, so look, listen, let's break this down to you. So parent alienation and what women do. And look, listen, and before we even start, bro, without me even saying to you, I know men that have been through this. I know men that went through this today. I got voice recordings on my phone. This thing's real. There's some evil, bad mind women. Like you, Najla. But don't worry, we're going to get to people's names at the end. Let me just talk about the topic first, because I've got a lot to say tonight. People ain't going to silence me. I'm telling you right now. We'll call people out by their names, bro. And we'll expose you. We'll put your picture up as the background. If my account gets blocked or if I get banned from lives, I do not care. Tonight, I'm exposing people. You're not getting away with your evil behavior anymore. Some of you evil, bad mind women will not win. I'm telling you this right now. I'm saying this to you lot right now with my face on the camera. I couldn't give a fuck about the police. I couldn't give a fuck about anything. I will put this shit out there tonight. Najla, your life is fucked. I'm telling you, tonight I'm on smoke. You're not getting away with all the shit you've been doing. You're not going to fucking get away with it. It's over for you tonight. Yeah? You're an evil piece of shit. And I'm going to expose you tonight for who you really are. But anyway, back to what I was saying to you. Do you feel the child is being turned against you or the other parent? Yeah? Is the other parent teaching your child to hate or speak badly of you? Yeah? Or are negative conversations about you taking place with the air shot of the child? Yeah? So, what is going on? People think this is correct. Yeah? Even to the point when a woman is so evil. Some women are so evil. Some, not all women. Some women are so evil. They speak bad of your other children to your other children to that child. Do you know how evil you are? Like, what kind of sickness do you have in your heart? What kind of sickness do you have in your heart that you would speak bad of their siblings because you've only got one child? It's not my fault you've only got one child. It's not my fault you've never been married again. It's not my fault that you're unapproachable. It's not my fault that men don't look at you like that. Yeah, this is personal tonight. Tonight's personal. This is not a normal live. I don't put my shit out there. I don't give a shit what people think of me tonight. Yeah? I don't give a shit. Tonight people are gonna get it tonight. I've had enough. Shit is getting personal tonight. Had enough. Poor men are suffering, bro. And any of you people on there, yeah, that agree with this type of behavior, yeah, get the fuck off my live. Get the fuck off my live. Get off my live. Anyone that agrees with this type of behavior, get the fuck off my live. I don't want to even see your face. You make me sick. You condone this evil kind of manipulation of a child. A child being used as a money haul. Some women are using the child. The child hollers at you. Every time the child hollers at you, it's for money. What kind of bullshit is that? I want to build a relationship. I want love. Why are you teaching my child it's about money? Why does that child need to even be focused on money? What the hell is money, bro? Money comes and goes. What about love? What about time? What about effort? And if you're Muslim, what about even Islam? So all I'm good for is taking my money. All I'm good for is you taking my money. You know your life's fucked when you have to bribe your child to come down to see. Bro, this is deep. I can't even do this. Imagine having to bribe your child with money for them to see you. Because the mums put it in the child's head that it's all about money. Is that what you lot think life is? Do you lot really think life's all about money? A child. When I was 9 years old, all I wanted to do was have fun. And I just wanted everyone to love me. That was it. I couldn't care less about money, man. At 9 years old, was the biggest thing you was going through was money at 9 years old? Let's keep it real. I'm speaking, this is a very, very, very personal topic right now. This is like in my heart. You lot don't even understand how close to home this is to me. You don't even understand how close to home this is. Yeah? Parent alienation. So we're going to go back to what parent alienation is, yeah? Now, let me just break this down to you. Parent alienation can be emotional child abuse. Yeah? Emotional child abuse. What is and is not parent alienation? Here are some of its descriptors. Possible effects on children and tips for custody evaluators and family court judges. When the marital discord evolves into hatred, many couples are quick to see the divorce as their best option. Divorce may be an easy way out for the couple, but it often wreaks havoc on the children. When parents seek help from state courts, family court judges can appoint mental health professionals as custody evaluators to guide them in determining the future best interests of the children. While these professionals are historically skilled at identifying physical child abuse, they are beginning to identify a more insidious form of emotional child abuse called parent alienation. When this form of abuse is correctly and timely identified, custody evaluators can recommend specific strategies for success. And look at one of the comments. It says, women make excuses for women they don't even know. Because men, let me tell you something, men, and this is the reason why a lot of us men, we're suffering right now. We will slander another man and call him a deadbeat and piece of shit and all this, but we'll never speak bad about the women. But clock one thing, you'll rarely hear women on my live speak about bad women. They'll always flip the topic back to men. They will never ever say, oh no, that woman's wrong for what she done to him. It's always something to do with the man. It's always his fault. Always. Always. Watch closely. Watch my lives closely. Watch my lives. I don't want to hear no one talk. Just watch. Just watch. Obviously, you've got the real women on my lives that are not for that, don't stand for that. And I respect them. Them women are a dime a dozen and they're real. They're very real. The only person suffering is the child. Big up Empress. Let me open up my box actually. I've yet to see a man turn the child against the mother, because more time when we take the children for 3-4 days, we know the child's going to snitch on everything anyway. Does that make sense? Man's going to say to his daughter, yeah, your mum's this, your mum's that. She'll just go back and tell the mum and she'll stop you from seeing it. So it doesn't make sense.
Blessings, man. Blessings. Rare talks. I have a question.
Go ahead.
So basically, this like I've watched this unfold with my child, but I took the stance of um where I was pushing so much and trying to stop it from happening, and each like certain people of her group was kind of making it even worse. And let's cut a long story short, a couple years down the line, and we're talking now. We're talking now. So let's just say now, my son is literally gone through two stepdaddies now, and and every time that he's like talking about real dad, biological dad, he's like slowly getting confused, and it's not his fault when I go to holler at him now, he don't even want to know me like that through. You know when like you talk to a child and he's scared to like talk to his dad, and he's like thinking, oh, where's mummy? What's mummy gonna say? Oh, come off the phone to your dad. Oh, da 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 da. Now,
Parent
my
alienation.
son,
That's called parent
my son,
alienation.
bruh, Red Talks, my son is like, that confused state right now where when he speaks to grandma, he just breaks down and cries because he don't know what to do. Like, he literally don't know what to do.
That's crazy, bro. And look, you see, you're saying your story. This is your story, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, not a lot of women actually care about this. What you're saying, they don't care.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I've come to
Gonna
grips
make
and
you say, "Oh, do you see him regular? Is this? Is you giving money? Do you?" They'll ask you 101 questions instead of asking the woman, "Why the fuck are you speaking bad of the child's father and making him like this? You are an evil woman and you need to be brought to justice." They'll never say that.
imagine this though. Imagine this is one of the girls, yeah, that I knew that she was spiteful. I knew that she was spiteful. So little things like, cool. When this first started, it was like when we broke up and we went our separate ways. It was more like, ah, there's gonna be another man around your child. You have to get used to me moving on. Like just saying that to a man is like, cool, putting it out there. But while this was going on, I will be trying to get my son for the weekend. Do you know what she'll do? Yeah, he's going to his stepdaddy's house. This happened for years.
What?
Now they want me to pick up the pieces. Obviously, I'm going to kindly pick up the pieces only for my son because his head is messed up right now. The only reason why I wouldn't even take this to court because this situation's so fucked. The child is so fucked and hurt that even if he was to go court now and see us battling and doing all this stuff, it will finish him right now. Like literally finish the youth.
That's mad.
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, man. It's a tricky one. All I can do is just be there for him and like put his brain straight. Obviously, nah, they're letting him come round me now, and all I can do is just guide him.
But only reason why they're letting you around now is because the other guys are gone. Fucked up.
Oh, 1,000,000%, million
Messed up.
percent. No, that's facts. I didn't even have to tell you that. You knew that. That is facts.
Brother, already know the game already. Soon as she looks, when she gets a man, she cuts you off. When the man break
Yep.
up, oh, let me see your real father now.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's broken.
it's not even because she wants the child to see you. It's because the child's calling out for father, so she wants to put any man
Mm.
in that role now and confuse the look of you's head. You know that's how the evil things that are happening right now to men, and men don't talk up about it. I'm happy that you're actually speaking up about it right now.
Bro, do you know what? Like I said, I jumped in your live, and when you come up on this topic, and I was like, "Wow, what that actually happened? Like, what the court actually saw what was going on?" And my child, do you know the facts is my child is so real. Forget even me talking about it. You put my child in that courtroom with one of them people that say, "Oh, what's happening?" He will just break down in tears and start spilling the beans, like he'll be so scared to even talk here. The judge will be saying to him, or the barrister will be saying to him, "Oh yeah, no, you're allowed to talk, man. Your mum's not gonna hurt you. Your mum, like when the child's scared to talk because they're
Yeah,
scared they're gonna get home and get beats from their mum. Like, what are you doing?
yeah. That situation.
Hey, the situation's so peak. I'll go on the phone to him, and like you can tell when someone's hostile. When someone's scared to speak, and it's like Tegan, what is anyone around you? Like one of them ones like he's scared to even. Yeah, you can just hear it in his voice, man. Bless him.
This is why I'm saying that we have to start speaking about these topics, so it's highlighted.
Facts, man. Facts. But you've got a point there at the same time as well. It's like I think we're in the dying ages in it there. So right now, I feel like right now there's like a lot of people against the situation. Not like you said, no one really wants to see this situation. Oh yeah, men actually get like you're not gonna get that nowadays. It's not happening. That it's literally very rare.
The reason why it's so bad is because you see all the men that got with her, they should have said to them, all the men that got with her should have said, go make this you go and see his real dad. Don't stop him from seeing access to his dad, yeah? Because that's his dad, no matter what. But this is how messed up men are. Men will listen to all the cries of the woman, everything she said bad about you, and all the fake stories that she made up, and all the dumb allegations that she done against you. Brother, you don't have to tell me all the shit she done. I already know.
Hey, do you know what? You know these men though. You know these men, like you said, these men, like I said, a guy friend will sit there and wait until that girl literally leans on his shoulder, gives a hug and beat her. He just wants to beat in it. So yeah, like he's not really gonna be saying like, oh yeah, go see your real father. He's not gonna say that.
Yeah, it's true.
My man's just trying to get a beat.
Mad.
This topic definitely gonna open up a can of worms.
It's been long awaited, bro.
Nah, there's no DNA test. Let me show you something. My son, if you see my son and then you see me, you'll just look at him and I can just not speak. You'll know he's my DNA. You'll just know straight away that my DNA is that strong.
That guy's trolling you, bro.
Yeah.
He's a troll.
Okay.
He's a troll. Get DNA test, bro. He's trolling, bro. He's trolling. He doesn't want to engage with the conversation. Yeah, you're just chatting rubbish. I have to mute you, man. Talk sense will come off my live, man. This is not for kids. This is not a kid topic. It's for big men. Alright, let me put something out there. Flip it. Let me put a narrative out there. And I've had enough of all of this rubbish. There's two sides to every story. For a long time, women have said men are in and out of the child's life. Let me tell you something. The only time a man's in and out of a child's life, majority of times, is when you make it hard for him to see that child.
Right.
How many men have been rolling around the bushes, yeah, and hurt, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I want to know one thing only. Why is the narrative never about women, yeah? Listen closely to me.
Mm-hmm.
Doing parent alienation. You've got girls that have family members that see the girl corrupting the child and don't tell her, oh, that's wrong, you know, you shouldn't do that to her. You shouldn't speak bad of the dad around the child. They leave her. Aunties, sisters, mum. Bro,
This
it's
wasn't.
peak right now.
Do you know what, bro? This wasn't less than 2 days ago. Me and my mum, I was sitting by my mum at her bedside, literally just sitting there, and she was like, "Ah, you just need to pick up the pieces because you have to be the bigger person." I was like, my mum was like, she's like, do you know what it was? My mum was like one of them ladies where she would tell both sides to shut up. She'll be like, shut up, think about the kid, think about the kid. But it's only recently when I showed her like what you're saying, it's like it's defeating the object when you're trying to be there for the kid and everyone, 98% of people around him is turning him the other way or not even saying nothing.
Mentally, you know what the deep part about that is, yeah? Mentally, I don't think anyone knows the effect that's having on your mind.
Hey, Rare Talks, watch this. Watch this. Let me show you something,
I
bro.
don't think anyone even cares because men are not cared about. Nobody cares about men's emotions. You're meant to just firm it and go through. Forget if your mind is gone and you lost your head, because this is what people don't understand. If you lose your mind because of this child, you can't even be there for the child in the first place because your head's gone. You're in a mental house.
Right.
If you get sectioned tomorrow, my brother, you still wasn't there for that child. but nobody cares or talks about that topic. It's all about the woman and her mental health. Forget that. After she's the one causing man mental anxiety with man's child.
Hey, I'm gonna give everyone an insight. So my name is called Mental Health Advocate. Let me show you how it got to that. Because before all of this, I had to go through the craziness in it. I had to go through. I call it a lesson in it. So I had to go through all of this, and I nearly didn't even come out on the right side. I'll be honest with you. Like I nearly, for about a couple years, when a man is like taken away from his child, he starts losing his head. He don't even know where his head is. I've been there for years to the point where literally I'm blessed in it. I know I'm blessed in it. So it's one of them ones like I had to literally put it out on a plate for everyone to see. Like I don't hold nothing back in no more because everything has to be spoken about. I don't care what people are talking about. Like I am not here to like hold in my information that could help others as well. I don't mind putting my shit out on blast because it needs to be.
Straight. We're gonna do it tonight. I got
It
voice
needs to
recordings. We're
be.
going in. Tonight's gonna be the most personal night of your life. You never thought you could see the side of me. Watch. I'm
It
putting it all
needs to
out
be.
there. I'm putting people's names out there. Brother, I'm so evil. I'm putting
No,
people's addresses out
nah,
there.
they would probably
I
listen. The
swear
people that
down,
don't.
wallahi, I'm not even playing games tonight. I might even put people's addresses out there. I don't give a shit. I'm on that kind of. I have nothing to hide anymore because I've had a. There's no pride in man getting destroyed. There's no pride in man getting destroyed. Let me say that to all the men out there. There's no pride in staying silent and letting this woman victimize you, bro. There's no
Yeah.
pride in that, bro. I have no pride in doing whatever I got to take to see my child, bro. Whether that is put my life on the line and my whole business is out there for the world to see, I don't care. I'd rather you lot know the truth than these flipping people destroy me, bro. Raggo. I'd rather put myself in the firing line and you people can all critique me and cuss me and say whatever you like. But I'd rather put my story out there so that other men are not destroyed like I'm getting flipping done out here, bro.
100, 100.
I don't care what anyone says.
Hey, do you know
I
what the
rather,
smacker is as
I rather
well?
if I have to get slaughtered, then I have to get slaughtered. And yeah, if you people love me or hate me, I couldn't care less. But I'm not gonna let this keep going because I have no other way of getting at the person. And this is what I'm trying to say. Them have no other way of talking about this problem and other than my platform. Because there's no
I
other
was just
platform
gonna
that can
say that.
speak up for men.
I was
Tell me
just gonna
one other
say that.
platform that speaks up for men. Go on, I'll wait. Tell me
None,
one other
not
platform
one,
that speaks up for men. Go on. Tell me
not
one
one.
platform.
100%. Can I
Tell me
just
one
can
platform
I
on
say
this on
something
this
as a
app,
woman?
or on Facebook or on Instagram that speak up for men that's going through this. Please show me. I'm waiting. Show me
Couldn't
one
tell you
platform.
one.
Go on.
Can I say something as a woman?
Go
Can I
ahead. Go
say
ahead.
that what you're doing is absolutely amazing, 100%. But can I also say that what you're saying is it's not every single woman and it's not every single
We
man.
don't care about
There
every
is
single woman. Let's
multiple
talk about
women
every
and
single
men
woman
that
Yeah,
right
need to
now.
take
yeah.
accountability. Do you
That's,
understand what I'm saying? They
nah,
need to take
nah, nah, nah,
accountability in their
nah.
actions
Let's just
because
stick to the
I
women.
have yeah, but listen, everybody's story is different.
No, but
Everybody's
No, we
road
you know what
is
happens? No,
different.
no, no. You know what? You know what? Let me be real with you. What happens a lot of times, yeah, when men are speaking about their pain, and this is the reason why a lot of you
Yeah.
women will end up single and you'll never find the right partners because you don't actually understand men. Every time
I
men are speaking
understand
about their
men.
pain,
I don't
every
think you can
time
bring that to
stop,
my
stop, stop,
table.
stop, 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 stop.
You can't
Every
bring that
time
to
men are
my
speaking
table.
about an issue that is pertinent to us, women
Yeah.
come into the conversation and say, "Well, what about this? What about this? What about
No, no,
what?"
no.
It's called the
Yeah,
"What
no,
about
I
me"
agree.
movement.
I
It's
agree.
not about. It's not the
I
"What
agree.
about me" movement doesn't exist on Rare Talks.
Yeah.
Rare Talks
Yeah.
is one-sided because for a
Yeah.
long time it's been one-sided. So now we're
Yeah.
changing that narrative and we're
Yeah.
pushing men to the front. Men speak up. Don't be
Yeah.
silent. Don't take this domestic violence and
Yeah.
not tell anyone. Tell them what the woman done to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
and speak about it.
100%.
And we don't want to hear her
100%.
side. We don't want to hear
Yeah.
her side.
Hey,
We do
hey,
Yeah.
not
watch
want
this.
to hear her side.
You know,
We
Yeah.
do not care about her side. Let me keep it
Yeah,
real with you. On
100%.
this
Listen,
platform,
I know this
no,
100%.
stop
hey,
talking. Stop talking.
listen.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
100%.
On this
100%.
platform,
Yeah.
on Rare Talks, this is the only platform in the whole of the UK I can categorically say that I actually advocate for men.
Yeah,
Right
and
or
I
wrong, we'll
love
have a
your videos.
conversation.
Men need to be advocated for. Men need this. Men need it. Do you understand? Like men need stuff like this because I don't think that men do speak enough. I was that baby mum that took my baby father to court to be a dad. I was that baby mum. And now, 8 years on, my oldest son is 8 years old. And he is now 8 years on. Bearing in mind, we're only in the 6th month of 2022. He is only now spending his first birthday today with my son. Today is my son's 7th birthday. And it's the first birthday that he has spent with my son. And that's because I took him to court. And he's doing amazing. He's doing amazing. He's going to therapy and he's doing amazing things. And that's what I love to see. I love him to do that.
Hear me out. That's not even the talk today. The talk is parent alienation. Do you know women
100%. But that's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you a question.
That's what I'm adding to it, though. That's what I'm adding to it, though. I'm asking you a question now. Come off the subject.
I'm asking you a question now. Listen to the question I'm asking you.
Because
you want to hear to respond. You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
I was listening. I was getting into it, and then you interrupted me. So go on.
Listen to this.
Go on.
Do you know women that are doing parent alienation, that are turning the children against men? Yes,
1,000,000%. Yes.
So why don't you speak up against it? Why don't you speak up against it? Why don't you speak up against it? Where? Show me.
This is why I do not have.
Go to a platform. Someone go to a platform right now. No, listen. Rare Talk Killy them. Go to a platform and show me one video and screenshot and send it to my DM right now on Instagram.
My platform is a dog platform.
So where are you talking about? Where are you talking about?
My platform is a dog platform.
So where are you helping these men? Show me where are you speaking about?
My platform has nothing to do with this. My platform is with dogs.
Well,
if you go on my platform, it's to do with
dogs.
It's to do with dogs. I follow you because I agree with everything that you talk about. This is why I follow you, because I think what you do is absolutely incredible. I don't do a platform regarding this because I actually have severe anxiety.
Cool. Let me say
That's
that,
why
Missy.
I don't do it.
Missy,
I think you're incredible.
Something.
I think you're powerful. I think what you do is very brave. I think it's above and beyond, because I wouldn't be able to do what you do. Do you understand?
No, Missy.
Because I have anxiety. I couldn't do that. And I generally think when I watch your stories, I'm like, raw, I agree with everything this man says. I agree with things that you say. But I wouldn't bring it to my platform, because my platform is for my dog, because I have anxiety about stuff like that. That's why
Missy,
my TikTok is about my dog.
Let me ask you something, Missy. Let me ask you something. And I'm hearing you loud and clear. But I've heard a couple things that you've said. He asked you a couple questions, and he asked you, let me go to the first question, because the first question was, have you got people around you or seen
not
people
around me no more? No, not around me no more, but I have been in present of it in the past. Yes.
Okay, and this is such a one of those topics where it's like a disease. You know, when women don't say nothing, or remember, there's so many aspects to this. Like, you know, men would like, up until this point, men was led to believe that we couldn't do nothing. We had no avenues. Like,
but
do you know what?
No.
You might say we can. Yeah. But you see, in the past, even when I was going through this, the avenues was like, no, the child needs to stay with the mother. The child needs to be around. Cool. But now we're getting to the stage. I love what happened today when he said to me, he started reading a paragraph off the internet that is actually real. That this ain't been done for years. I could talk about 10, 20, 30 years where he's saying this has been happening for years, where the child is getting alienated by the mother. You know, that's been going on for time. It's only now that they actually put their foot down. I was even shocked. I was going to ask Rare Talks, is that even real? I was going to say to him, what? That actually happened?
It's a real case. It's a real case. Like, the children were taken from the woman because they saw that the detrimental effect that the parent alienation. So basically, there's a team called CAFCAS. Now, everyone's going to say CAFCAS are not good, blah, blah, blah. CAFCAS are like the social workers of the family court,
Yeah.
I've learned in the last 2 weeks, I've been studying. I've been with lawyers every week on my podcast. People don't know this. I've got some crazy episodes coming out. You lot are going to be so surprised. The stuff, it's not even me anymore. I'm trying to get professionals because I don't have all the answers for the man them. You know what I'm saying? I'm one man, but I know I can find people that probably can have the answers. So I've learned that CAFCAS is basically the social workers of the family court. Now, they've learned this terminology called parent alienation. So they go around and visit the child like multiple times to actually speak about them. But obviously, because funding's been broken down and stuff like that from the courts, they're not always doing their job the best. But now people know about CAFCAS and this and that. I would say to most men, let's try and get jobs in CAFCAS. so that it's fair. It's not always women that'll be the people that come to people's houses. It'll be men that can see the situation for what it is. Because sometimes even people's emotions can cloud their judgment sometimes. And that's not to say just women, but men as well. So
Right.
yeah, CAFCAS is an organization that basically they're like social workers of court. They go to the house and find out if the child's got parent alienation. Now, if the parent, depending on how severe the parent alienation is, to the point where a child hates the father and doesn't want to see the father, they might remove the child from that toxic environment and give the child to the father, yeah, for the sake of the child's mental health. And I believe that is the best way, because not a children, if a woman is pushing that negative narrative of the father on the child, yeah, there's other negative stuff the child's going to get. Don't think it's just that one thing that the child gets. They get way more other things. Lack of, like, bro, like, let me just keep it real with you lot. And I don't even like to open up on there, but, bro, like, her mum's making
Red
her feel
Talks,
like,
have you, I don't mean to
stop
interrupt
talking,
you,
stop
but have you
talking,
had personal
stop
experience?
talking, stop
Have you had
talking, if I
personal
lock you off
experience
my
with
thing.
Kafkas?
When I'm talking, don't talk. When I'm
Have you had
talking, when I'm
personal
getting into
experience
my
with
thing,
Kafkas?
brother, listen, bro. Come off my thing. She don't want to listen. I'm speaking. When I'm speaking, don't speak. I don't need no one to be no parrot on my thing. Yeah? Don't disrespect me. When I'm speaking, don't speak. So let me give you a real life scenario, yeah? My daughter's dark skin. One day she's come here, she said something weird about her dark skin.
What? When is color a thing?
So where is she getting that her dark skin, she looks like this or looks like that? Where's she getting that from? Because if she was living with me,
Someone's
she'd be
speaking it.
loving her dark skin. So where is that child getting that from?
Obviously somewhere. It's not come from thin air.
It's coming from her yard, bro. Because that's the place where children get given everything. So if that child's hating their dark skin, that's the mum cussing her about her dark skin and making it seem like a joke. You don't play jokes like that with kids, bro, because kids will grow up and they will have that in their heart. So that's the evil that she's pushing on the child, bro. I was like, where are you getting this from? Because I'm pretty sure she's not going to school and kids are saying that, because in school kids will get punched up for that. You'll get knocked out. Are you mad? There's other black kids in the classroom. You get smoked. You can't. I guarantee you. I never knew no kid that was cussing me for being black, or any girls in my class for being black. Man will thump off your face, even if you're not even my friend or I don't even like you. If we in school as black kids hear that, bro, it's war, bro. Am I lying, brother? Am I lying? In primary school,
Bro,
it's
that
mad.
used to set me off. Even hearing that word, and then man will be like, even when I heard the word black here, I used to turn my head like, "Bruh, is he gonna say something bad?" Like, obviously, because I'm ready to, scrap it. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Even when you said she's getting cussed about her color, I was thinking, like, sometimes I think to myself, are these stuff real coming from the homes? Like, you would think, like, is this real?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Like, what the hell? Like,
yes, it's real. So her mum's making her believe that her dark skin is not beautiful. Her mum's making her believe that her hair is not beautiful. To
finishing
me,
the kid.
that type of, bro, listen, that type of behavior, is actually worse than her actually telling the child about how bad the father is. That's like the icing on the cake. Does that make sense? All right. So first of all, I'm gonna make the child hate their skin color, hate their hair, yeah, hate themselves, and then hate their father. That child needs to be removed from that woman immediately.
We all know what trauma does to people as well. That at a young age, we all know what trauma does to the kids at a young age. They grow up and they don't even know who they are. Literally.
Evil women, bro. Evil. So let's get back to some descriptors of parent alienation. When
Please.
investigating whether parent alienation is present, a custody evaluator looks for variety descriptors concerning the target parent and the alienating parent. 10 such descriptors are 10 descriptors. The child expresses a relentless hatred for the targeted parents. The child's language parrots the language of the alienating parents. But I can play a voice recording right now, and you tell me if this is how a child should be speaking. I've got a voice recording right now. I can play it to people right now. It is not a child speaking, bro. Children don't talk about put clothes on back and all this. Children don't talk like that, bro. At 9 years old, I weren't talking like
I
that, bro.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. This sounds
As a
like
parent,
someone's
you say that to your child. Child, don't say that, bro. Oh, my
mm,
mum put
mm,
clothes on my back. But we don't. That language, that English, is not even
yeah,
correct
yeah,
English.
yeah, yeah. And
My
a
mum
child wouldn't say
clothes
it
me
like
is
that.
more of a better terminology than she puts clothes on my back. That's some old school saying. So that means it came from someone higher than you.
Yeah, yeah. I
I got a
see.
voice
I see.
recording right now. I have to record everything because, bro, the day and age we're living in, people will lie and say that you're this and you're that. Bro, I can't play any games, bro.
So before you even play that recording, so basically that parent has literally got them past stage one. It's like stage one is them not even taking it in, or they're hearing it, but it's not affecting them. Then you got stage two where they start showing signs of talking like that person as well, where it's not even their voice now. That person is just basically a copy of the person that's giving out the alienation. It's not even a child no more.
Bro, the child's parroting language from the other parent. If a child says, "I love my mother more than I love you," that means the parent is putting it in the child's mind. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me more than your father? Like,
Mm,
do you know how messed up that is to even say that to
mm,
a child, bro? Child's not meant to know love more than anyone. A child's meant to just know, I love my mom, I love my dad. Done.
yeah.
Whether in
Even
their
if you're
heart
not,
they love
even
more than the other, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition. It's just that the child needs to know I'm loved. But trying to put yourself higher than one parent is like trying to make the child feel like that other parent shouldn't be loved. You know how crazy
but
this is mentally. What I'm saying, this stuff that I'm saying to you right now. Do you know
you'll
how
have a breakup.
mentally insane you are to even speak like that in front of a child?
Putting a child as a weapon. The child is the new age weapon.
So number three, we'll get to number three. The child um rejects visiting the targeted parent.
Okay, okay. I've got that.
Child number Point number four, many of the child's beliefs are enmeshed with the alienating parent. Point number five, many of the child's beliefs are delusional and frequently irrational. Point number six, the child's reasons are not from direct experiences, but what they've been told to him or her by others. Point number seven, the child has no
Wow.
ambivalence in his or her feelings. They are all hatred with no ability to see good. Point number eight, the child has no capacity to feel guilty about this or the behavior toward the, the targeted parent. Point number nine, the child and the alienating parent are in lockstep um, to degrade the targeted parent. Point number 10, the child appear like a normal, healthy child, but when asked about the targeted parent, it triggers his or her hatred.
That's I could show you that one. I could show you that one. Literally, I could message my son right now. He would open the message, read it, and just not say nothing. And then watch this now. I will do this like I've done. This happened this week, yeah. So I was thinking, wow, like maybe he just missed the message. Maybe he just read it and was at school. Like, ah, cool. This happened 3 times this week. I must have went to my mum. I phone him and see what's going on. When he like literally he started reading my messages when my grandma was telling him, "Nah, don't do that to your dad." Like, obviously, he was getting told not to even communicate with me. Like, that's how fucked it is. And he's there now, and this is what I say is confusion. Why I wouldn't even take it to court, because from the outside, and I can see inside, my man, the little kid, is hurt. My mum spoke to him, and all he done was break down on the phone. All he done was break down on the phone for the whole conversation.
Mad.
Finished.
Mad.
Couldn't even put my son in court. You couldn't even put my son in court. It would fuck him up differently.
Let me tell you the effects of parent alienation on the child. So, parent alienation is a form of emotional child abuse. It's emotional child abuse. Stop telling us to not speak about these things when this is child abuse. All you people that say you love children, you lot will speak up for rapists, you'll speak up for pedophiles, you speak up for anything. Let's talk up for the children that are going for child abuse. I'm not staying
Mm,
silent for children going through child abuse. Let's not stay silent for children going through child abuse. Let's not do that because that means
no.
that you lot are enablers of children being mentally abused. And I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with no pedophilia, no rape, no flipping child abuse. I'm not with none of that. So let's speak up. Parent alienation is a form of emotional child abuse. The potential impact of this abuse on the child's life can be devastating. Some of the frequently listed effects of parent alienation have been reported in child welfare literature, including an impaired ability to establish and maintain future relationships. Bro, have you ever met a girl? She just can't. She's always breaking up every 2 months. This is called parent alienation. The child is being damaged from young.
Learned some new shit today, Rare Talks. I'm not gonna lie, man's listening differently. If I'm not talking, it's because I'm just educating myself through listening. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like raw. It's mad. It's mad. That's still.
So the first effect, an impaired ability to establish and maintain future relationships. Daddy issues. They say daddy issues, but it's way more deeper than that. Number 2, a lowering of the child's self-image.
A lowering of the child's self-image.
Number 3, a loss of self-respect.
And this is happening to the child, right?
This is all of the things happening to the child. Number 4, an evolution of guilt, anxiety, and depression over their role in destroying their relationship with the previously loved parent.
I'm going
Because
through
as
that
they get
right
older,
now.
they'll realize what they done was evil, and they'll say, "Oh man, I should have never done it to my dad," and it will affect them.
Oh, well, it's gonna have an effect on the child, even though it's
Because the
not their
child's gonna
fault.
feel guilty that, like, I listened to mum, and now I know mum's a piece of shit. Because women can fool children's heads, yeah, for a certain amount of time, yeah. But as a child gets older and they realize that mum's not that good as a person, yeah, they get to a point where, yeah, all that love and all that stuff they had for the mum, yeah, it turns into, I don't respect my mum anymore.
When you start realizing,
because when you get to an age where you can understand, yeah, like when someone's bullshitting you and trying to manipulate you, when you're at that age, it could take longer years, but everyone gets that realization when they think like, and then they start to get a relationship with their father, and they might even like message their father on Instagram or TikTok, or you know what I'm saying, and then they realize that everything the mum was saying was a lie.
I'm not even gonna lie. If you check my story, it happened with both my parents. But you know what? I'm thankful for my mum actually even coming out of a stage where it was a bit bitter for her, and now all she does is like, not even now. It got to the stage where I started questioning things. I started saying, "Mum, I've been around Dad. He don't seem like that." You know, when the paragraph don't match up to the actual physical person, like you're hearing all of this, and then you go around that person, and you're like, "Raw, this person is a lovely, but I don't see what's going on here." Like, it don't add up because you're getting fed a false narrative, innit? And you're getting used as the weapon. And I've already been confused where I've been like, fuck dad, fuck dad, fuck dad. And then I got round dad and I was like, raw.
Let me give you a lot. I'm gonna give you a real life story. I know a girl that got pregnant at 16 on my block, and you can see I got tears in my eyes because this shit is deep. This girl got pregnant. She used to live upstairs to me. Yeah, she got pregnant at 16. You know, when I used to speak to this girl, yeah, I used to shot weed to her. Stuff for her. I don't do that stuff anymore. But she always used to say that her mum stopped her from seeing her dad because her dad wasn't good. She got pregnant at 16. She ended up doing the same thing her mum did.
Right.
And I was watching it all. When I was younger, I didn't realize all this stuff in it. I'm just in the streets doing my thing. Now I'm older and I'm looking back. I'm like, shit, boy. I understand everything. It was like a cycle, bro. A cycle of hate. And I pray that her child doesn't grow up and become the same like her mother. So now look, we're gonna get.
Go on, bro. Go on, bro. Do you know how deep what you just said was? Imagine this, yeah. That, like I said, if my name wasn't mental health advocate, that ripple effect nearly took me as well, where I didn't even want to give a shit about none of the situation. I was so like traumatized that it even got me to the point where I was like, fuck this shit, this back and forth games, the back and forth mentality problems, the whole manipulation. And then like obviously it's like you get to that point where it's like you gotta pick what you're gonna do. And I'm not that guy to just leave the situation, so I had to take a stance. That's where I had to come from. I had to take a stance. It's not right.
So like I said, the next thing that happens, the effects of parent alienation on the child is the lack of impulsive control. Aggression can turn into delinquent behavior. Do you understand that?
Say that one more time for me, let that sink in.
The lack of impulse control, aggression can turn into delinquent behavior.
Okay.
And educational problems and disruptions in school.
My son is having outbreaks at school. How about that one?
See?
This is not no joke. This is no joke. All of this is on. This is real shit that's happening. Been happening from the start of school. He's been having outbreaks. Out of all the kids in his classroom, it's him to have the outbreaks. What a coincidence.
And I'm gonna tell you lot something. Yeah, people are gonna want to silence this kind of conversation, because this kind of conversation, it really does hit home for a lot of people, and it makes a lot of people get exposed for their true reality of who they really are. Yeah. But the truth is, kids will have educational problems and disruptions in school. Just on the basis of turning one parent against another. Do you know how dangerous this is? Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Watch this as well. I just had something that came into my brain. She must have brought him to my house one time, and this is real stories. And then, like, obviously, I'm sitting in the front room, and she's brought him in. And then, like, she's like to me, "Oh yeah." I think she was dropping him off for the weekend, and I think she was like, She's going out. But before she dropped him off to me, take this in very clearly what she said to me, or what she was saying. Yeah, be very careful of him, because he's been speaking about suicide. Yeah, listen to this. Yeah, my whole stance was raw. Like, you're literally he's been talking about this, and you're bringing him out from the house to my house, leaving him here, knowing that he's going through this stuff, like, and you're ready to just go out and leave him. And I was thinking, like, bro, how serious is this? And then next week it will be like, "Oh, you're a shit dad, re-te-te, re-te-te." I'm thinking, like, even that was confusing me, because obviously she was like, "I love him to bits, I love him to bits." But my take on it is like, bro, if you love him, like you would sit with him through these times, like you will show him that, bro. But he's still like, by the next day, it will be back to the same template. After she's had her fun, after she's gone where she's gone, and she's got the kid, it's back to the next template. And you know what? When you hear, if a kid says to you, yeah, they're going through suicidal bits in it, yeah, and then I'll phone up the kid, I speak to him the next day. All I can hear in the background is her getting onto him, like, shouting at him. I'm thinking, but it weren't just yesterday or 2 days ago on the weekend. You're saying he's dealing with some certain things mentally, and I'm thinking, raw, like, that's a bit mad still. Like, so it's like,
do you know what? The kid gets like this when the mother, women, do you not understand? Some of you women, and I have to say some, yeah, because I know there's some good women out there, but some of these women, I don't think they understand that the parent alienation is actually the most damaging thing you could ever do to a child. It's not like a small thing. It's the most damaging thing you can do to a child. Because remember, a child, in the beginning of their life, yeah, there's two people that they see that needs to love them. Their father and mother. If mother's turning me against father, then the guy that I look up to as a superhero is really a super villain. So now I hate men and I hate authority. And that's why people, yeah, I don't know about who needs to hear this, but every woman needs to watch this video called Forgotten Fathers. Every single woman out there needs to watch that video, because that exposes a lot of realities of things that's going on right now. And like, it's got so many things in there that I think people need to listen to, serious, because it's not good. And if you have friends that are doing these types of things, or you see them talking bad about their father around the child, then try and change the topic. But don't sit there and watch it, because you're watching a child be mentally abused, emotionally abused.
You know what's funny about that? I watched this girl break down. Like, I don't know. Obviously, when she's doing it, I got a photographic memory, so I'm remembering certain things, and I'm thinking, this girl will literally break down in tears. "Oh, what's happening to my child? He needs to go to psychiatrist." And they literally take him to therapy and all of that. Make it seem like it's him. Remember, my child's been through therapy from young. Yeah. So and taken to these little classes, and I'm thinking, raw, like, how are you taking him there knowing where the problem is? I didn't agree on none of it. At that time I couldn't really see it as much as it was, but as time goes on, it's like a cover up.
Now, let me just break down to everyone what parent alienation is again, because maybe people are new to the live. Parent alienation is a strategy where one parent intentionally displays to the child unjustified negativity aimed at the other parent. The purpose of this strategy is to damage the child's relationship with the other parent and to turn the child's emotions against the other parent.
Thank you for saying that again, because obviously we can get to see who's the ladies that literally stick up for other ladies. If even if you're not reading the chat, you'll see the chat sometimes, and it's like you've got these people talking about, oh, all I'm hearing is about women, and what about accountability for the other men? Do you know what? It's crazy, because I feel like these people that's actually putting this in the comments, they're doing it now. If they
Thank you.
feel like they
Yes.
can literally come on the platform and say, but what about the man and duh 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 duh? I can clearly see through your messages, girls. I'm not gonna read. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna say your name and give you some clout, because I think that's what you want. But all I can see a couple people talking about accountability. The child is with the mother. The child is with the
Thank
mother.
you.
Yeah.
No,
Let's go.
brother, they know, brother. Let me just say something. They know this already. They know
Mm,
this already. They are trying to, bro. There's something called the "What About Us" movement, the "What About Me" movement. I call it the "What About Me." It's a "What About Women" movement. So whenever we speak about what women are doing to men, they say, "But what about men, though?"
mm,
It's a
mm,
movement. And it's a
mm.
movement of women that don't take accountability and stand up for evil behaviors. And those sort of women are single, bitter, and evil and crazy. And they're the worst of women. They're all single and they don't have no life. And they're probably single mothers on benefits. Majority of them on benefits. Because women that work, get money and do this. Or some of them are just corrupted and been through bad shit with a man. So they hate men. They're that on men ain't shit movement. That's them women. Because the real women in this chat right now, they're going to say, you know what you lot are saying, you have a point and you're right. You men are correct on this point, you're correct. You lot
Mm,
are correct.
mm,
And I'm not going to disregard the way both of you lot have been made to feel by a woman. I'm not going to do that to you. That's
mm.
incorrect. I'm never going to do that.
Facts.
Because that in itself is gaslighting and manipulation. Those women that do things like that, they're actually number one manipulators and narcissists. You see their little behaviors on this chat. You see their little behaviors, but this is a tip of the iceberg of who they really are. They're really the most evil and corrupted people in the history.
Okay.
That's why shout out to
Okay.
the real women in this conversation that can actually see what we're saying for what it is and know that it's incorrect and needs to be stopped. Not to the bad mind, evil women say, what about women movement? No, 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 no. We're talking about the ones that are doing this to men.
It's not about
Done.
but.
That's it. Right now, that's the conversation. Can we keep it to that conversation or do we need to change it for the sake of you? Because you feel like something's hurting you.
And why is it hurting
Mum
you?
used to say,
Normally,
is the shoe fit? Huh.
mm,
You know the rest.
why is it hurting you? Why is it hurting you? Why is it playing on your head that we're speaking facts and you have to talk about, oh, but what did you do? Oh, what did you do to cause this? What did you do? You're showing your true colors in the chat. Do you know what I'm saying? When you talk that stuff and you're a female and you're not, we're talking about, like, we didn't even say what we did, and even if we did, but we're talking from a point of view what's happening, and you're like, oh yeah, but what did you do? Straight
But that's
away,
that,
you're
that's the same, that's the same, that's the same, like a man licking down a woman, and then we ask, what did the woman do for the man to lick her down? Is it?
oh
It's not
wow,
correct. Don't you get it?
wow,
It's not
wow,
correct. So
oh
every time a
wow,
man, no. If you're gonna open up this can of worms, let's open it up.
wow.
Every time a man licks down a woman, there has to be a reason why he licked down the woman.
Okay, if
No,
it's
domestic violence is never a reason behind domestic violence. There's never a reason behind stopping a man from seeing his child unless he is a direct threat. He's killing or molesting the child, which 9 out of 10 times is not the case. That's 1% of men doing that. 9 out of 10 men want to just see their children.
facts, big facts.
It's crazy, bro. But anyway, like I said, this parent alienation thing is serious. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
read up
got
on it
enough.
tonight
I
as
ain't got
well.
enough time to actually put my case out there and put my things. But I told you people, I got some real life stuff of women actually doing this, and you'll hear the child crying and saying all kinds of wild stuff to the parent.
Even what you're just reading up on, I'm gonna go educate myself on exactly the whole. Because you know what? Sometimes men don't even know how to word what's going on. It's so techie, it's so deep that sometimes we don't even know what to call it or how to speak up on it because it's so like raw. It's the manipulation so deep.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I was one of the people who commented and asked, what did you do about it? Because I don't know, I just jumped into the conversation a bit late, so I wasn't
One
asking for
second,
like.
one second. Before you even, sorry to cut you off, I have to say this. Now you said two things. You jumped
Mhm.
into the conversation late, and then you put that point out there. Now that is just gaslighting a whole heap of fire. And if you know what this
I wasn't
platform's about, yeah,
gaslighting though.
let
I
me
was
show you
just
why it's
asking the
gaslighting.
question.
Because if you know what this platform is about, yeah, you wouldn't come on here and say, "But what did you do though?" That wouldn't be not even
I
your
don't
first
know what
question.
the no, hold on, because I don't know what the platform's about. I was literally scrolling on my live. I was listening for a little bit. I heard when you said apparently about your child being suicidal or whatnot, and then I heard when you were saying the mother, the mother, the mother. All I asked is, what
What's
did
wrong with
you
that?
do? As in, listen, because you're not listening. That's the thing.
No,
I
no,
was
no. I've already
saying.
listened. I'm asking you. I'm answering your
I
question.
know, but
I'm answering
you're
your
still no,
question.
but you're still not even letting me like talk. I was saying, what are you doing to help your child? Yes, your child might be in the custody of the mother, but all I was asking is, what are you taking? What measures are you taking to help
Now
your
let me
child?
get Now let me get you on that as well. Let me get you on that. First of all, right now we're identifying it and we're bringing out all the identifications of this happening. So right now, yeah, is about identifying all through this. A father would always love to be by that son's child. Sometimes you can even get arrested for trying to even do too much back day, or even this rule that's just came about. It's like, raw, that even exists. I wish I had known that before. But the avenues for men was very bleak. The avenues are very bleak, and it's not an excuse. It's just the truth.
Do you know what? Do you know what this
Hmm?
conversation is about? Do you know what this conversation is about?
No, that's what I was
It's
asking the
about
question,
parent
and obviously,
alienation. Do you know what parent alienation is?
yeah, I do.
What's parent alienation?
Parent alienation is obviously when a child is starting to feel some type of way against the other child, and obviously
No,
in the manner that
no,
you lot talk. So
no.
what then?
So parent, I'll repeat it. I'll reiterate it for you because I have to write down all my points now so that I'm more sophisticated with it. So parent
Yeah,
alienation is a strategy whereby one parent intentionally displays to the child unjustified negativity aimed at the other parent. The
yeah,
purpose of this
but that's
strategy,
what I meant.
stop. The purpose of this strategy is to damage the child's relationship with the other parent and to turn the child's emotions against the other parent.
Okay, all right. But
Do you,
all I
do, you-
was
do you know
saying,
anyone that's doing that? Do you
all
have
I
any
was
children?
saying is that I wasn't gaslighting. That's why I came on. That's all I
Uh,
was saying. I was just
No,
asking a
no, no. Now
genuine
you're here.
question.
Now you're here. You're in the firing line. You jumped up now. You're in the firing line. So do you
How
have
am I
any
in the
friends that are
firing
doing this?
line? Huh?
Ask a simple question. Do you have any friends that are doing this?
No.
Do you have any children yourself?
Yeah, I do.
And they got a good relationship with their father?
No, unfortunately, they don't,
Why not?
because that was their choice.
The children's choice.
No, the father's choice.
So you had a child of a man and he chose
Hmm.
not to be in the children's life.
Yeah,
You had children, yeah? Not child, children.
yeah,
So you had more than one child with this man.
yeah. Well, I've had children with two people, but yeah,
So you got two baby fathers, two children.
yeah. No, I've got 5 children.
You got five children,
Yeah,
but two baby fathers.
yeah.
Enjoy your night.
Can I
Enjoy
ask
your
a
night.
question? Yeah, I
Enjoy
was
your
going
night.
to ask a question. I was gonna ask a question.
Okay,
Just
so what? No, but I don't understand
wait,
what
wait,
that
wait, wait,
means.
wait, wait, wait,
It's
Miss. Let me ask a question on that topic right there as well.
Enjoy your man.
So yeah, what?
mm,
So are you telling me that with the
yeah,
first child that don't want to see the father, what you had
yeah.
another child with that same person, and the other children don't want to see the father too?
No, they wanted to see him. The thing about it is, the only thing that I asked for is him to have more contact and for a bit more financial stability. He didn't want to do. So he chose
So
to
what did you do?
basically, pardon?
What did you do when you say about this financial stability and you asked him to have more contact? Like what happened there? What happened? Why did these children end up not what? Like remember, the children don't
No,
know about these things, innit?
he decided to. Listen. I've sheltered my children. They don't know what's going on. They just didn't end up seeing their dad anymore. He made a conscious decision after I asked for those two requirements to not be involved, and that's as simple as it is. As much as obviously like people can be like, oh my gosh, well no, there's more to the story. You've got to understand that there's some men, well boys out there who are literally like that. Not every man is like that.
So basically, no, let me just break this down, yeah? Let me just break this down. You got 5 children, yeah? And they're for
Hmm.
2 men. So
Hmm.
I'm just, this is how my brain thinks. You have 2 for one and 3 for the other, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm very logical. I can make sense. See, I make
Okay.
sense of madness. Okay. Now, you had 3 children for a man that doesn't want to be in his children's life. So why
No,
was
no,
he
no,
keep,
no, no,
what,
no, no, no. 1 minute. The first made a conscious decision that he didn't want to. The second,
after
it
the
was
second, after having the second child with you?
because of the basically the lack of accountability, responsibility. He just
No, no,
didn't
no.
want to
You're not
do.
listening. No, no.
Like,
Listen, my sister. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you, after he had the second child, he said, "I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I'm running off."
no, he wasn't as straightforward as that. I was saying after I said to him that you need to do a bit more and actually start seeing your children more and financially giving a bit more, that's when he made the decision not to be there involved.
So just hear me out. Hear me out. You say
Hmm.
to a man, "You need to give me more existence, and you see your children more," and he says, "You know what? Let me run off."
Yeah, as like as much as like you may look confused or whatnot, but that's literally what happened. Yeah.
Definitely confused.
You know what? People in the comments. You know what? You know what? People in the comments decide because you know me. You see me. I know as a man, if a woman's still giving me access to the children, I don't, and I'm not paying. I'm still not paying her, and I'm still gonna spend the time that I'm spending with them, unless she
Yeah,
cuts off the access.
but 1 minute. But the thing about it is, after I was talking and talking for months and for months and for months and
Did
for months
you
and for
cut off
months.
access for the father? Yes or no?
No, he did. He did. There was a situation that happened at my house where he was displaying certain type of behavior. After that, I was just like, okay, it's a bit mad. Let's go on a break. And then after that, he didn't come back. Simple.
Did you
Like I
put the
don't
narrative?
understand. No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah, I
Did
feel
you
like
make him feel
sometimes when
sorry?
females
Sorry.
explain their situation,
Did
yeah,
you
to
make?
guys,
Did you
I
make him
don't
feel
think
like?
that you guys can actually fathom the fact that some
No,
people
no.
are actually just walkless out here.
Do you know what?
Did you
Let
make
me
him
just.
feel
I,
like he
I
could?
hope. Yeah. I hope this goes viral and he sees the video.
Okay, that's
What? So,
fine.
so
And then he
did you
comes
make
on
him
my
feel like
platform, comes to my podcast, sits down on the chair, and says, "This is the real story, my brother." Because then
That's
it'll be
fine.
sweet for you.
That's fine because the thing about it is, I've got my receipts, I've got bank account receipts, I've got text messages, I've got everything.
Receipts.
So
You got bank
like,
account receipts for what? What bank account receipts do you need? You said that
to, to, to
he
say that
cut off.
he wasn't to say that he wasn't pulling his financial weight, like I don't
So this
get
is all
it.
about money. Then you keep talking about money. This is all
No
about
one's
money.
talking
Then
about money. I said to you originally, yeah, there was two things that I asked for was for him to see the children more and for him to give financially. So you're saying you said to me, oh, if you had him on your podcast and whatnot, then he would be able to tell the correct story or this how it's gone. Like I've already said to you what I asked him for. He didn't want to give it me. So like
what money? He didn't want to give you the dough. Basically, he weren't willing to give you the money. Basically,
no.
so what else did you want from him?
For him to see the children more, to be active in their lives, to take them to
But
the
then,
park,
if
to
you
do
cut
normal
access, if
stuff.
you cut access for him, then obviously he's not going to see them. Why would a man cut his
No,
own
you're not
access?
hearing me.
No, but
No,
stop,
no,
no,
no, no, no.
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
cut
no,
the
no, no.
access.
Hear me
Where
out.
did
You know
you
what?
prominent?
No, no.
Where did you hear me say that I cut the access?
Cool, no problem. But my sister, I'm saying, listen to how your story doesn't make sense. He's seeing the
How?
children. You're saying to him he needs to spend more time with the children, but then he stops seeing the children. How does that
Yes,
make
because
sense?
he wasn't seeing them for weeks on end.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. He's seeing his children, yeah?
Yeah,
Then you say to him, you need to see the children more. Then he's like, he runs off.
yeah. That's
Huh?
literally what happened. Like, I'm not, like, it's very, yes, it may be hard for some people to understand that, but the women who actually do go
No,
through
I
this with certain
understand it. I
people,
understand what's going on.
then
I
I
am,
don't understand why it's always so hard to believe our
no,
side of the story sometimes.
no, I believe your side. I just don't think you realize you made it a bit more difficult because when you said he's seeing the children, but you want him to see the children a bit more, and then he ran off.
1
Like, wow,
minute.
what did you?
If you're not seeing your children for
What
3 months,
man
but you
runs off
just
if a
live.
woman
1 minute,
says, I
hold
need to
on
see
a
your
minute.
children?
If you're not seeing your children for 3 months, yeah, at a time, and blame it on the fact that you're boxing, but you can still make it down to the next road in front of me or the same area that I live in, yeah, then that is an issue. You live in the same city as me. You're not
So you
seeing your
decide
children,
to
but I'm
find out.
asking you to actually just be a man, take your children out, and do what you need to do. I'm fine with you. I want a good relationship with my baby father, but at the end of the day, he's not mature enough, and that is the key word: mature enough to actually sit down, have a normal conversation, and to be consistent with his kids. Like,
So
I'm
because
not
he
his.
wasn't, so let me just break it down. Because he wasn't consistent, you broke contact with him, basically.
He broke contact. This is what I'm trying to say. Because he didn't. You see, people who don't want to actually have a responsibility of their own children, they will make up any little excuse, or she's asking for this, or she wants that, or she's
Couple
making it difficult,
simpletons
and
to
knowing
chat
full
with.
well then that it's them. They don't want to look after children because they're okay with sleeping with how many girls, going on holiday whenever they want to, buying whatever they want to do, and doing whatever they want to do without looking after their children.
So
Like,
wait. So hold on. It sounds like there's more to the story now. Now you said there's more to the story. Now he's a gallus, from what you said. He's got money to go on holidays, but not give you. So you're pissed off with all of these things that he's got bare gal. He's going on holidays. He's buying
I didn't
designer.
care
Stop
about that.
talking. Stop talking for 1 second, because now I understand the real issue. So when you're asking him for money, you gave him an ultimatum. You said to him basically, you can do all these things, link bare gal, drive car, yeah, go on holiday to Dubai, spend all this money on this, but you can't give money for my children. You're not seeing your children if you're
No,
not
I
letting me
didn't
do
say
this.
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no.
I know the
No, I
story.
didn't.
Whatever
I
you
really
say, cool,
didn't.
whatever.
Do
It's
you know
done.
how long he
It's done.
wasn't giving me money for? And I actually put up with him not giving me
Money?
money.
Why are you
It
still
was
saying money? Why are you still saying
because
money?
It's
Why?
always
I'm
about
talking.
money.
No,
It's
because I'm
about
talking
money. It's
about
about
that.
money. It's
No,
about
no, no,
money.
no,
It's
no, no,
about
no,
money. It's
no.
about money. It's about
It
money.
wasn't just no. Because the thing about it is, you're trying to make it out like, oh yes, I'm like this ravicious person. I'm not bothered about that. I'm saying at the end of the day, you were so bothered about you being on the birth certificate and you having these rights and whatnot, but you feel like it's conducive not to at least put some food on the table so that your daughters can eat.
Money. You
Like,
know what?
I'm not understanding
I
what's
feel
so
sorry
wrong
for the
about
guys.
that.
All right, let's put the money to one side. Yeah, let's put the money to one side. Yeah. Do you think raising a child is only financially?
Pardon? No, of course it's not.
Mm.
Of course it's not financial. The thing about it is, yeah, at the end of the day, both my parents are still married. Do you understand? They had a lot of children. I've seen a good man in my life. My brothers are married. I've seen the
So why aren't you
company that I
married?
keep.
So why aren't you married? You have 5 children. You're not married to one man. So what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
unfortunately, things happen.
No,
It's
no, it's
called
not
life.
unfortunately. No,
It's called
let's get to
life.
this conversation.
No, no,
You're
no,
saying
one
it
minute.
like my
It's
brothers are good
called
men, they're
life.
all married. But then why aren't you
Everyone
married?
has the
Why aren't you a good
aspiration. No,
woman
a
that's
lot of
married?
people have the aspiration to be married, you know. But the
But
thing about
you
it,
have
you
5
shouldn't
children
shame
after the
somebody
first
because
2 children. All right, look, listen. You can make the first mistake, the second mistake, but then you know what you said. All right, you know what, the next time I have a child, I'm gonna be married, and me and the man are gonna be settled down. Why didn't you go that route?
I want to, but I'm not going to get on my knees to a man, am I? Like,
Well,
Huh?
let's let,
wait,
let's
maybe if you
let's.
did get on your knees, you'd be married right now.
Okay, but the thing about it is, you shouldn't be shaming people for not being married at the end of the day.
I'm
Because
not you. You're the one who brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You know, you said all my
no,
brothers are
I
married. They're
was
doing good in their
I'm
lives.
no, but
So I asked you a
all I'm
simple
trying to
question.
say is, I'm not coming from a bitter place, because I'm saying at the end of the day, I do have good men in my life. I'm not trying to be here bashing men. I'm literally just here to say the facts is. This is literally what happens to some females, unfortunately. Like, you get with people who pretend or say certain things and they don't adhere to that. They're not
What's
consistent with
the age
that.
group? What's the age gap between the kids?
No, that's too deep. Let's not. I don't want. I don't want.
Why?
I don't want. I don't want. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. What my whole thing is this, yeah. So basically, maybe you're not practicing parent alienation, but if that man came back tomorrow and said, "I want to be in my children's life," would you let him be in his children's life?
I'd have to make sure that he's very consistent. We would have to build up a
No,
parenting
no, I didn't
relationship
ask that
first.
question. Answer my question very easily. I asked a simple question. I don't want to hear no. This it needs all these conditions. He came back in the children's life and says, "I want to be in my children's life." Are they girls or boys?
The girls.
Lord have mercy. They need daddy. The streets are
Of
cold
course
out
they
here.
do. Of course they do.
The streets are cold out here, you know.
Of course they do. But what I'm saying is
You
to
know, my
be a
brethren,
responsible
no,
parent.
I mean,
One
no,
minute,
I'm gonna give
because
you
you.
something scary. I'm gonna give you something scary. I'm gonna scare all the women on this chat right now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I know a youth, yeah? He goes by the
Mm.
name of, I don't want to say his real name
Yo,
actually, because he might get
yo,
mad at me.
this
But
girl cheated on that man, yeah. That man not having it. He's not having it. He's not giving her no money. What you mean money? She's not getting no money, man. If a woman's cheating on her man, yeah, we don't risk no. She's dead.
Hmm?
I don't know. But what, bro, listen.
She's complaining about money, 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 money. Get a fucking job in the first place, yeah. Okay, come on, get a job. What the fuck's wrong with you? You should have your own money in the first place. But
Who's he talking
you
to?
complain about money, money, money all day. But a man would give his kids money all day if the woman did not cheat. I know you did
Who's he
something
talking?
stupid.
I don't. If you're talking to me, then I don't
Yeah, I'm
know
talking to
where
you.
this
I'm
is.
talking to you. Who else am I talking to?
One minute, how I look
What
after
this?
my
Do you lot know
children.
each
I
other?
don't understand. Like,
Nah,
no,
you
I
did.
don't
You
know
did.
who he
No,
is.
no, you did something. You did
First
something.
of
You
all,
did something.
one minute. You haven't even asked me what I do. Yeah, I'm literally about to
I don't need to
graduate to
ask you
become a
shit. I don't need to
nurse.
ask you shit because you're talking
So
about
I
money,
don't
money, money.
understand where
Money, 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 money.
this is going. I'm doing my whole nursing because that's the
You're
field
doing
that
the
I want to
nursing,
go
so
in.
you're studying. You're studying. You're not actually doing nursing. You're
I'm
studying.
educating myself because I'm
Shut up,
well
man. Shut up. You're not
educated.
ready, man. You're not ready, and you did something.
I don't.
Tell the
You
truth.
don't sound
I
ready.
got.
You
You just
sound
said.
like
You
your
just said. I got
intellect
so many
is
men,
very
so many
low.
men in my life, and that. So many men in your life. What you mean? You got so many men in your life? You
I'm
mean
not
brothers?
arguing with you.
You did
I don't know
something.
who
You
you
did
are, and
something.
at the end of the day, I look after my children
When I,
very
when I,
well. So we're not doing this.
You
when I,
know what? I'm gonna remove him because he was getting in the conversation and I felt like he was disrespecting. Let me. You see. This is. Let me just show you how real of a guy I am. Yeah, I felt like he was disrespecting you, and I didn't want him to disrespect you because we're having a respectful conversation, regardless of how it might sound. We're having a very respectful conversation. Even if you don't like it, it's a real conversation. I don't want to. He
You
just
want
sounded like he was
a
disrespecting you.
nurse is a
I
free
felt like he was
degree.
disrespecting you. I
Okay.
felt like he was disrespecting you to a certain extent, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a man disrespecting a woman on my platform. That's not justifiable. Does it make sense? It's unjustifiable thingy. But anyway, back to what I was saying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was being disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, go back to this exact point which I said. Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
all right, if your children's father came back, yeah,
Yeah.
and he said, I want to be in my children's lives, would you let him? Yes or no?
Yeah. Eventually, yeah. And
No,
the
no, no,
reason
no,
why,
no, no, no,
no,
no, no, no.
yes, I would.
Stop
But
having
you've got to.
conditions. Stop putting
No,
conditions on.
okay, 1 minute. So 1 minute. Listen, yeah.
No,
If
I don't
your
want to hear
child's got
conditions.
1 minute, okay. If you've got your children, yeah, for 5 solid years, and they have not seen their father, I mean their mother, for 5 solid years, yeah. Would you, as soon as that woman has come and knocked on your door, say, "Oh yeah, here you are, here's your kids"? Bearing in mind, you haven't spoken for 5 years. You know, you don't
Not
know
here's your
this person anymore. You don't know who
no
they're
no no
around. You don't.
not.
Listen. It's all about safety, also. Do you understand? You have to get to
Safety.
know.
What do you mean?
You don't know who the mother's around anymore. You don't know who, like, this is what I'm trying to say. You don't know the person anymore.
Let me
You
answer that.
have
Let
to
me
get
answer
to
that one.
know
So
the
wait a
mother
second.
of
Wait,
your
wait, wait, wait,
child.
Wait,
whoa, 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 whoa,
he
whoa,
just gave you an example.
whoa. Are we saying that women are laying down in bed with men and they don't know who
No.
they are?
No. I'm saying to you, if the mother of your child, has come to your door and left your children with you and has disappeared for 5
But
years,
you're saying that he left the
Listen, listen,
children,
listen.
and
Hold on a minute.
I'm just saying,
Listen.
I feel like you stopped him.
One minute. Listen, And now 5 years later, she's knocked at your door and said, "I want to see my children. Can I see my kids?" Are you right there and then going to say, "Here you are. Here's the children." After 5 years of not seeing this person, don't know where
So
they've
you're
been.
saying he hasn't seen the children for 5 years.
Yeah, it's been years that he hasn't seen them.
So do you not see that this is going to have an effect on the children?
Of course it is, but that's not my
So then why
fault.
don't you? I'm saying, as an adult, as a responsible adult that opened her legs and slept to this man and let him disseminate his semen inside of you twice on 2 different occasions, that got you pregnant on 2 different occasions. Do you think it's not a responsibility, you as a woman, to even let the children have access to his family, so his family got a relationship with the children?
But does his family want to? That's the question.
All right, so this is my point now. Look, my point being now, look, this is what I was trying to get to a point. My point being now, why would you lay down with a man and have a baby with him if you're not even got on good relations with his family?
I was on good relations, but we're going off topic. This is what I'm saying.
It's not off topic. It's not off topic. It's not off topic because a lot of men, when they get denied access to their children, when a woman denies access to the man's children, the way you can see if a woman's denied a man access is ask her the simple question: does his family have involvement? And that will tell you everything you need to hear. Unless I'm gonna stick up for the women. I'm gonna stick up for the women now. Unless you're a side chick and he had a missus, and the family know about the missus, but they don't know about you because you a side chick.
No, it's got nothing. Listen, that hasn't got anything to do with that. Because the thing about it is, even when I couldn't get a hold of him or whatnot, I used to make arrangements with his mom. His mom used to come and pick up the children, vice versa, or whatnot, or even his sister. Do you understand? When the relationship broke down with me and him, then obviously, unfortunately, there was a ripple effect with the family, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying to you is now, the example that I gave you is 5 years has gone by. Would you allow the mother to your children who has not had no contact with them to knock on your door and then say, "I want my children," or "I want to see them now"? No, you don't. You have to rebuild that relationship.
Why not? Come in the yard. Let's have a conversation. No, listen. If that's stop talking. Stop. Hold up. You have 2 children by this man. You opened your leg and you carried babies for 9 at 9 to me. What is 9 at 18 months? 18 months is nearly 2 years. 2 years you spent with this man, regardless of anything, pregnant with his children. No matter what, you chose to do that. No matter what, you chose to do that. Now the consequences of that life has come. That man probably wasn't shit, and you knew he wasn't shit, but you still laid down and had 2 children for him. So now you have to suffer the consequences.
So hold
it's
on
real
a minute.
life.
If you're saying stop.
No.
So hold on, you're saying that it wasn't shit. So why would I let him?
I'm not hearing it. Do you know why I'm not hearing it? Because one child is bad enough, but 2 children for a man, and you're thinking you're gonna stop him. And then not only that, but listen to how bad this is.
I think I'm gonna stop him.
This is how my brain thinks. This is how my brain thinks.
You're not understanding. No, because you're trying. No, do you know what it is? You're trying to build a narrative that I'm being an adult and being mature. I'm saying if anyone was to knock on your door,
if he comes to that yard, you have to let him in the yard to see his children.
After 5 years of no contact, I don't care.
You have to let him see his children.
You have to get to know.
It could be 10 years. You have to let him see his children.
Pardon?
You have to let him see his youth.
You have to let him.
No one said that. I'm not going to. I said to you, I would. I said, first of all, the first step is
no. You was making excuses and trying to lie.
Again.
If let me just say this, and I'll say it openly. If a woman was gone and I was looking after my youths and she dust out for 5 years and she come back, knocked on my door and said, "Yo, I want to see the youths." Come in and see the youths. But will you be able to take my youths? Now we're gonna have a conversation, a grown-up conversation. You can see the youths, they're here, they're your children. Why am I not gonna deny you? The children will see you and be like, "Daddy, mommy, whatever." See your youths.
Do you know how much
That's your children. I'm not giving them to some stranger.
It's also about being appropriate. I'm saying you have to safeguard them because the thing about it is, when he left,
you're having sex with a man that you need to safeguard from. Think about what you're saying now. Stop. This is what I'm saying to you. You was with a man, you had 2 children for a man, and now you're thinking that there's safeguarding issues with the man.
No one's saying safeguarding issues. No, I'm saying after
Give him
5 years.
access to his
Yes,
youth,
sir.
blood. What's wrong
No,
with
you're
you?
not hearing me. After 5 years of not having contact with this person, in 5 years, somebody has changed. Their lifestyle has changed. Yeah, you don't just
But
let
again,
somebody
that's
in
So
your
your
house
what?
after
choice.
It
5
doesn't
years
They
of no
matter.
chose
What
not
does
to
that
contact.
stay
mean?
on.
Stop.
Nothing,
Let me
nothing.
just say something. Even if my lifestyle's changed, yeah, and he became a Muslim and he was a practicing Muslim, or he became a born again Christian, it doesn't matter. You know that person. Is he a risk to children in general? That's
You
all.
don't know that after
Yeah,
5
you
years.
What
should
do you
know.
think? He's
You
gonna
should
turn
know
into a
his
paedophile?
intention, though. You should
No
know his
one's saying
intention,
that.
though.
Bro,
No
man,
one's
are you
saying
gonna
he's
are
going
you
to
gonna have
turn
two
into a
kids for a man and then
paedophile.
after one of them's a
Nah,
paedophile? I
no
know.
one.
Listen.
No,
I
you know what
know
it
that.
is.
Listen, a
You
man. I
shove
could
words
say. I
into
could speak.
people's
I could say a lot
mouth.
of bad things against a
You
woman.
no,
Yeah,
you
that have a
know what it
child.
is.
Stop.
You no, you
No,
shove.
hold
You do.
up. Because now you're talking wild. Let me just say
How
something.
am I
I
talking
could know a
wild?
lot of things about a woman.
I
Yeah,
did not
I
say
could
anything
stop.
like that. You've jumped to
You're saying mad
conclusions,
stuff
you
against the
know.
man, and he's probably an innocent man, probably a good man. To all we know, he's a
Okay,
good man.
all right. But why are you, one minute? I don't. Do you know him? Clearly, you don't. This is what I'm trying to say. The thing about it is, you're
Get him
jumping
to
to.
come on Rare Talks. Tell him Rare Talk. I was talking to Rare
Do
Talks
I
last
talk
night.
to
I dare
him?
you.
Do I talk to him? Like, come
Yeah, I
on.
hope he sees this. Wherever you are, my brother.
Do you know what? This is mad. This is
I
mad.
just feel like if
You're
you guys
putting
put
words
your
into my
views,
mouth, yeah.
I hope
And
the brother sees this.
I don't
Rare Talks is
care. What
looking for you.
what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do?
I want to hear his side.
You can. Okay, you can. That's fine. You can. All I'm saying is,
And if he says a whole different thing to what you
after
said,
5 years
I'm
of your
taking what he
children not
says. I'm not
seeing,
taking anything you said.
if
Because your
you
story
think,
has
no,
lots of
1 minute, I'm just saying, if
inconsistencies.
you think, yeah, it's conducive for somebody to walk out of the child's life after years, yeah,
No, based
not
on
even
what you
weeks or
said.
months, and
Based on
literally
No,
what
just
I
you
knock on
agree.
said,
the
that's not
door,
true.
then that's fine. That's
but can I
fine.
say something? Can I say something? Because whether it be 5 years or 2 weeks or 1 month, or it to me, it doesn't really matter. Because I have a similar situation, and this is just recent. And I have no issues with my daughter's dad. We have no issues. But people do what they want to do, and this is a fact of life that we just have to kind of just deal with. Because father, mother, brother, sister, whosoever, people are gonna do what he wants to do. If he chooses one day to wake up and decide he ain't gonna come and check for his daughter or call her, that is what he chooses to do. He has children. So
What about that?
I don't
Wait,
know if my baby father has other children, but my baby father has a household of children. So to not interact with the other children, for me, now I've realized it's not really a thing because that's not what you want to do.
Do you know what? You know what? Let me just say something, yeah? Let me just say something. And I want this message to go out to every single woman out there, yeah? When you lay down and you have a child with a man, yeah? When you lay down and have a child with a man, make sure you know who you're having children with. Because if you think that man could be a paedophile in 2 years or 3 years' time, then I don't know what the hell. You see, I
No
can
one
say a lot
said
of things against
paedophile. This is
people.
what you're
I
doing
can.
again. No one said paedophile. I
Can I
would
finish?
never even think. No. Because I'm
Can
putting
I
this
finish?
out since you saying that you want this to go
Did I
viral.
say
Yeah.
you? Did I say
No,
you? Why do you say I
no,
was on
but I'm just
triggers?
saying no.
I
But
didn't
the
say
thing
you.
about it is, even when
I
I was
never said
talking
you.
beforehand,
I
no.
never
I'm
said
making this
you.
very clear because no
I'm not
one is
saying
going to come
you.
back to me and saying, "Oh, well, they
I've
seen me on a
never said
live
you.
and they and I'm calling my
I
baby
never
father a
said you. I
paedophile."
said women
I know,
need to
but
know who they're laying down with.
I'm
And now
making it
you're
very clear.
saying,
You know what? No, because you're putting it out there as if I was even pointing in
I
that
didn't say
direction.
anything.
I was not talking about that at all. At all. I'm making it very, very clear today. Yeah.
of
I
course you
never
are,
said
because you know
anything
you
like
might
that.
watch this live
I
and you
said
might get
as in
smoked.
safeguarding, yeah, because you don't know
safeguarding
who
again.
his new company may be. You don't know
New
what he's
company.
into. You
Oh
don't
my
know
god.
nothing like that. I'm not talking about any
You're
sexual
saying a lot of things,
perversion.
man.
I'm not
Come
talking
to your
about
house to
anything
come and see
like
the
that.
children. His intention is to come and see the children, no? Because I
I don't
don't
know
know
where,
about
I don't know,
your
I don't
personal life,
understand
but the
how this
intention can't be for
conversation
him to come
even
and be trying to
went to the
beef
point
you or
where,
nothing like that.
bro, are you listening to yourself though, my sister?
Okay. All
So
right.
is your point? Is your point that you're safeguarding your child after 5 years? Is that your point? I just want to know.
All I said is after 5 years of someone disappearing out of children's life, I don't
I'm
think
Who
asking
that
said
you.
he
I'm asking.
disappeared? I believe you denied him access.
all right. Cool.
The truth is, yeah. Obviously, the bottom line is we're
Because he
talking
never
about
gave you
8 years.
Because
Yeah, man. That's-
I'm okay.
Why are you stuttering for? Why are you stuttering?
Because if that's
Why are you
what
stuttering
you
like Joe
really got
for?
out of this,
Why are you
then
stuttering
I
like
don't
Joe?
understand. Pardon?
Why are you stuttering like Joe?
Hey, Naya,
Because the
Naya,
thing about it is, I'm talking to you. I've been saying to you from beforehand. It wasn't
I
about
can
the
hear you
money.
lying, cause when you was crying, stutter, 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 stutter. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, it's
hey,
real. Reals.
Naya.
yeah.
I'm cool. I'm gonna be okay. I'm just gonna answer. Obviously, you'll probably answer this question already, but I just wanna hear it without no extra bits. Alright, cool. So you said, the situation is, you asked me as well. You asked me directly as well. You asked me the same thing. What if um the mother went for 5 years and then she came to the front door, and then you see the reason why I'm even in this room. Yeah, the reason why I'm in this room is because I'm not gonna lie to you. We need some equality with the child, like, so the child needs love from both parents. When you say, now I'm gonna say this: if my baby mum and I had custody, and my baby mum had gone for 5 years, yeah, all right, cool. She's gone for 5 years, and you brought up a couple of things. You said, she might have different company. She might have changed after 2 years. I am not looking at that. Like, I'm not just gonna give her the child straight away. No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not gonna stop her from coming through that door or seeing that child or being around that child or creating a bond. I'm not gonna stop that
Yeah.
side of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so 1 minute. So going back here, when did I say that I will stop him from seeing the children if he knocks on the door? When did I say that?
Said you don't know what you said. You're safeguarding him, and
No. I said yes, but I said there will
I said
have to be
eventually.
steps first. And I said I will have to, obviously, we will have to communicate and we will have to get to know each other on a parental basis first. That's
see,
all
you're
I said.
saying,
I never said I was
I,
denying.
someone in the comments said, I thought she said he hadn't seen them in 3 months.
I said at one point, I said when he was there active, he hadn't seen them for 3 months. Yes. That's what I'm saying, but no one's listening, are they? So everyone wants to just
no, we're
take piece and
definitely
pieces of what
listening.
I'm saying.
We hear this eventually. You say eventually, so you two have to create a bond, and then
Yeah,
cool. You two, okay, that's
definitely.
so. Are you saying, yeah? Are you saying if he knocks on your door that day, if he knocks on your door that day, today, let's say today, he knocks on your door that day today. Are you saying he's not seeing the kids until you have made until you're sure that it's good enough for him to see the kids?
I can't say that again, sorry.
Are you saying you're not giving access to him until you're sure it's okay for him to see the kid?
Do you know what? At this point, I
No,
feel like
please. Can
everyone's
you
gonna
just
try
answer
and paint the narrative.
no?
No,
Listen,
me personally, I don't
listen.
think
It's just a yes or no.
it's conducive, innit?
Talk to me, tell me where you were late last night. You told
But
me
yeah,
with the friends hanging out late last night. You're lying, cause you're stuttering. Now where were you late last night?
Stop lying to me, cause
Uh,
you're ticking me off, cause you're ticking me off. Oh, girl, I can tell you're lying. Stutter, 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 stutter to me.
hey, Crystal,
Stutter,
Crystal.
stutter.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
lying, cause you're lying. Stutter, stutter,
Good
stutter,
evening.
stutter. I can tell you're
Crystal, you still
lying.
there?
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm still in. Stop.
Crystal, I need to ask you. I need to ask you this question as well. I just want to hear your answer on this as well. What's it?
mm-hmm.
So, maybe I don't. Maybe I've never met you in my life. Yeah, and I'm asking you this. Yeah, as a person. If your baby father was away for let's say 10 years, he's away for 10 years, and then he comes back. What would you do, Crystal?
What would I do? I would let him in if he knocked my door. Of course I would.
Oh,
Because number one, I probably wouldn't live in the same house I did before. And his intention can only be my child for him to turn up. So I'm all for that. I'm not going to be thinking anything like that. That's why I was trying to explain that to her. Like, what would stop you from just letting
weren't
them
trying
in?
to get at this. I weren't trying to get at the lady. I weren't trying to get at her, but it's like she put herself in the firing line, and she realized it sounded a little bit fucked. Yeah, we know. Okay, cool. She wants to create a bond with him before seeing the child, but she made it very clear that there's going to be a period where he's not seeing the child, and she has to create a bond with him before seeing the child, even though he wants to come and see the child.
And I understand why she thinks that, because that's a lot of being fed. She's just being fed a lot of information, and now you can't trust him and you can't answer. This is what I mean, this is the problem. She's not following her own self. They're her children. She made those children with that man. So under no circumstances do you need anyone else to help you raise their children but that man. So if he turns up, no matter how long he's been gone, like I said, my daughter's dad is here, but for
I,
whatever reason, he
Crystal,
chooses to
Crystal.
just do
On that
this.
same note, yeah, on that same note, this is why this conversation and why she jumped into the box, because I'm seeing it happen now. There's another comment, and this is related to the same thing. If someone isn't consistent, then they got to go. Now, let me show you about showing true colors in the comments, yeah? All these
Hmm.
women that's saying, yeah, man, what about him and that? Listen, all they're saying in the chat is that like they're justifying their bullshit. Like this is what I'm seeing in it. Like you're justifying
Of
that.
course it is.
Yeah, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 3 years, whether it's 10 years, you're still justifying your bullshit. Like this is what I'm
Hmm.
saying. We don't
I
need that.
just for everybody in there, because a lot of people in there now. Let me just say something. If you haven't already, make sure you go to the YouTube and subscribe to the Rascal at YouTube, because the YouTube's right here, yeah. Because we got a new video out called Forgotten Fathers. This was a video. Let me tell you a little backstory about Forgotten Fathers. On Father's Day, I saw this big simp on this app here. This guy, he does videos in his cars like this, and I know you lot have seen him. He does videos in his car like this. He holds the car wheel and holds the phone in one hand. Don't ask me why he does it. He's a weird guy. He said, yeah, big up to all the fathers and Father Day, and fuck you to the men that are not there for your children. But you know what hurt me about that, yeah? Men always cuss other men for being deadbeats, yeah? But they never ask why. They never talk about the women stopping the men from seeing children. They never, in their life, they never do that.
And as a
They
woman, I'm going
never
to tell
do that.
you
And
that it gets
the reason why they never do that is because society has pushed the narrative on men that men are evil, men are bad, men need to be stopped. That's what society pushes, this narrative. It doesn't exist, because most men, we're not evil. We're actually good peoples. We've been through a lot because of stuff, that circumstances, whatever. But most men are not evil. I'm going to pull it out there. That's the new narrative. Just like
no,
most women are not evil. You do have evil women, but not all women are evil. Does it make sense? Humans are humans. You got bad mind people, whether you're man or woman. There's bad mind people in general. But they paint this narrative where they want men and women to hate each other. Now, let me break something down to you. So what they've done is they've made men hate men and women hate men. So men are actually weak and deprived. So what I'm trying to say to you is, when I saw this man getting abused, when I saw that man saying, I thought, all right, what about the forgotten fathers, the men that want to see their children but are denied access? Father's Day should be for them as well. That's what I said in my heart. Is that
but
wrong?
a lot
Is
of
that wrong? So I done a video with my brother right here. We done a video about the forgotten fathers, because they're called forgotten fathers because they don't see themselves as fathers, and society doesn't see them as fathers because they're denied access of seeing their God-given right. But it's not because they don't want to be there. It's because they're denied access. Now, let's start a conversation now. Why are women denied access? And we need to get onto these women. That is the conversation that I'm trying to open up
right.
now.
So let me go back to what you were saying there, because like I said, it can be frustrating when your baby father or your baby mother is doing things. However, you cannot keep reacting. You have to learn to respond. Things are gonna happen in it, but that is the chosen father and that is the chosen mother. The end. Like, we're too old. You're old enough to have a child, so you have to be old enough to deal with all of this stuff. There's no cut off. You don't get to just cut off your baby father. I'm sorry, you don't just get to cut off your baby mother. It doesn't work like that. Like, it doesn't work like that. And that's what I fight for. I fight for that every day. And it
Fight,
hurts sometimes. Of course it
fight
does,
for
but
what?
I fight
What
for
do
it.
you fight for?
I fight for to make sure that I keep this mother father child relationship going. No matter what, no matter what arguments, no matter how
All
much
right, cool.
absence you want to do.
Let's analyze what you just said. So would you bring the children? Would you bring your daughter to the father's house if he asked you to bring the children around? Bring his daughter.
I would. I've been doing that.
I'm not, with regards to that, I'm not in, I won't agree with that. The father that needs to see the child needs to come by himself, probably to wherever the children is, to come see. But the idea of the mother bringing the child to the father, I don't know what transaction is going between them. But ideally, the father or the mother, whoever that have custody of the child and whoever that is yearning to see the child should make the move. I'm really not in concern like a mother taking the child to see the father. Could be a very risky game at the same time.
Yeah, it
I see
depends
where
on the
you're coming
situation.
from. I
Okay.
see where you're coming from, and it sounds like you're one-sided. It seems like you've got something against men, and like you've got the higher power that you can't come out your way to go bring that child to the other parents. Like I don't get that bit of side of it. I don't get that side of it still.
Let
Yeah,
me just
that's
let me just break down the reason why I asked Hazel that question is because if you say that you truly want the child to have a relationship with a father and he's struggling to come pick up the children, then guess what? Don't worry, I'll make it easy for you. Where are you at? Are you at your house? No problem. I'm bringing your child to you now. Because believe this or not, Cynthia, a lot of men suffer with depression. They don't even want to leave the house. Do you know how it feels to feel like everybody's onto you and taking all your money and all you are is a cash cow? Sometimes you
And
don't
I'm
want
not
to leave
gonna.
your yard.
Oh
You're
my
mentally finished, bro. You're drained.
God, 100%. And can
So
I
if
just
that
say
woman is
something?
gonna help me out, stop 1 second. If that woman helps me out one day and I'm feeling like I can't leave the yard and she brings the children, that might make me want to start getting out the house. I might start thinking, you know what? Let me go out with the children because it's a hot day and let me do something with the children. So you've helped my mental health.
now I'm
So
going
don't
to
belittle
completely
helping a
disagree
man
with
out,
you
bro.
on that
Don't
one.
belittle helping a man out. Just like when a woman's like, oh, I'm feeling kind of mash up. Can you come pick up the kids, please? And he goes and does it for you. He doesn't double guess or second guess. You just does it.
I would disagree with you on that one completely. Even the father is depressed or the mother is depressed, whoever that is yearning to see their
You know, you
children.
don't understand what men's mental. Do you care about men's mental health?
Of course I
Do
do.
you understand men's mental health?
Yes, of course I
Okay,
do.
so who's committing more suicide, men or women nowadays?
Is men.
Okay, why?
It's because of the depression and the switch. There's a very drastic
Depression
switch
from
in the
what? What's the
gender
depression coming
role.
from? Where's the depression coming from?
I think the depression is coming from the society at
No,
large and
so
also
depression is coming from the lack of access to see their children. Men are crying themselves to sleep. You don't even know men are crying themselves to sleep. Do you
Sometimes
even
it's
know?
the
This is
family
what I'm trying to say.
pressure as well.
You people are so. You know what? You people like. I don't know if because maybe I'm just like more in tune with it than most people. Yeah. Do you know how much men are depressed right now because they can't see their children and want to
a
commit
lot of
suicide?
men are committing suicide. A lot of men are depressed. A lot of men have been thrown off balance. The switch work that is going on right now,
I'm telling you
men
right
are
now,
really
listen to me. Listen
suffering.
to Cynthia, listen to me when I speak to you. The majority of depression that men are suffering from is because of the lack of seeing their children. I'm telling you, this is a fact. You don't believe me. I don't need you to believe me. I've done my own researches and I've seen it for myself. And this is for every nationality. The only thing that makes a man feel like less of a man, less of a human being, is when he can't see his God given right.
And
Women
I
might
also
carry
think
that baby, but men have a mental connection with that child that is unbreakable. In his mind, you don't even understand how he feels for that child. His love for that child succumbs every love that he's ever felt in his life. Sometimes some men don't even feel like they're even human unless they're with their children. I know men. Look, listen to me. My friend
Can
looked
hear
at me in
you.
my eyes with tears in his eyes and said, "The only time I ever feel love is when that little girl hugs me. I've never felt love my whole life. The only time I've ever felt love is when that little girl hugs me." That's when my friend looked in my eyes, and I know his mum was an alcoholic. I know his dad was never there for him. He used to live with his sister. His first girlfriend never cheated on him. I know his story. So when he said it to me, I looked at him and I looked in his eyes and I saw the pain in his brain, bro.
You will agree with me that a lot of men they have a lot of work to do by themselves because the
What's that got to do
so-called
with the
society
conversation?
we are that I know I'm not derailing the conversation. I'm
You
going
are
somewhere.
derailing the
So when you're
conversation. Now you're going on to
wait,
men need, lots of women need work on themselves. What's the
okay,
point?
let me.
But can I just
Yes,
say
I
something?
get you, and I understand where you're coming from. The idea you're saying right now that women have to make an extra effort to take the child to go
No, I
see
didn't
the
say, I didn't
father.
say, I didn't say women have to make extra effort. I said, if a man asks you one day, asks you, and you have a good relationship, let me bring the children down. Do you know why it's even healthy for the children to see you bringing them down to their father? It shows that you don't have anything in your heart against the dads, and it shows that you lot got a good relationship together, and it makes them children feel safe to know that my mother and dad can still meet in this way. Nothing else is happening, but just in this little way to
Well,
show that there's
if
some
you
sort of
phrase
thing.
it
You know
like
how
this,
mentally that is good for the child. You lot don't
if
even
you
see
phrase
the
it
real
like
benefit.
this from the
Stop talking,
beginning,
Cynthia. Stop talking. I'm saying to you, you don't even see how that affects the child. For the man, it's for the child as well.
But
I
you know how
understand
men
you
can
and I
get
agree
different.
with you. If you had phrased it like this, it
No,
would
you
have
don't.
been a
No, you don't.
different
No,
thing.
you don't. No, you don't.
Because
No,
you
you don't.
said if a woman can just willingly just take the child to see the father because the father is depressed, that's to say it's like the woman is trying to like establish a connection between the father and the child, which there's nothing wrong with it. But as a father, no, regardless of your mental conditioning, at least you should show that step, that connection, that
Excuse me.
thing that, okay, you want to really see your child. But
Stop.
just
What
being
did you
flat
say?
there and
Say that again.
expecting
Say
a
that again.
woman,
Cynthia,
I said,
say that
as a
point again.
father,
Regardless of the man's, regardless
I
of his
said,
mental condition, yeah,
regardless of the man's
yeah,
mental condition or
yeah.
situation, the man who really wants to see his child should at least make that first move. You should
100%.
make that move and show the interest and
I
show the
understand what
concern.
you
A
just said.
woman cannot
Cynthia,
just wake up and take the child to come
yeah,
see you.
Let's speak. Let's speak. Let's speak. Go on.
yeah, let me. Cynthia, sorry, are you finished? Sorry, miss, are you finished?
Yeah, I've made my, yeah.
Cynthia, did you hear? Sorry, Red Talks. Did you hear when he said it can be very good for the child to see the mother show that they've got a good connection and then there's no tension between each other? So, did you hear that bit?
I heard that very well, and I'm not against that. I'm just saying the father, if it's just a call, if it's just a connection with the mother can do that job. But being a father, because you're having issue or some situation are not going well, you just sat down there, you don't make the connection, you don't make the move, and you just expect things to just roll. I'm not really going to buy that.
No,
All right.
do you know what?
So let me
No.
just break this down. Let me break this down. Now, Cynthia, I made you repeat yourself, and the reason why I made you repeat yourself to see if you're going to go back on yourself. And we say this on my platform, and I say this now, women, man, them, everyone here. Look what she said. It doesn't matter about your mental health. Men's mental health, women don't give a rock's monkey shit about your mental health. Men are not cared about. Their mental health is not looked at. It's not even only like a very attentive woman that you've been with for a lot of years that loves you and loves the children and still has love for the children over her love for you. Because remember this, the reason why she's bringing the children now is because she wants the children to establish a relationship with their father. So her love for the children is more than her love for the children is more than her love for herself at that moment, because she's putting herself on the back burner because she could be doing many other things instead of bringing the children on. But she does it so that the children have a relationship with the father. Now, that man, even if that man at that moment, you're saying, oh, it doesn't matter about his mental health. Men's mental health in the real world, nobody cares about it. That's
I
why
don't
men
know.
commit
You're
suicide.
taking this thing too far, and you're
No,
trying
I'm
to
not.
make
I'm not. I'm
contradict.
not.
You're trying to
No, I'm
contradict
not.
my point. My
I'm not.
point is
I'm
this:
just
for
saying
a
in
father
general.
to wait,
I'm
for a
saying to you
father
in
that
general,
wants to
Cynthia,
establish a connection with the child, for a father that really wants to see the child, for a
Cynthia,
father
what
that
I'm
is
trying to
really
say,
concerned
Cynthia, I
about
asked you
the
to repeat it.
seed.
I asked you to repeat the question
Yeah,
twice.
it's the same thing because you're twisting it right now. For the father that wants to establish a connection with their
No, I'm
child.
telling you, I see it. I'm
Wait,
telling
let
you
me
right
finish
now.
because you're just making it sound as if the woman would just be there and be longing to bring their child to the father. The father should at least make a move. Even though you don't make a move now, there's some move you've done in the past that can establish that connection. You can't just sit down in your house and feel that things are not going well. Everybody should feel empathy for you. Everybody should serve you. You have to establish that routine pattern so the woman can buy the idea. This whole idea that it's a man's mental health and everybody should just dance just because of the man's mental health. I'm not going to buy that. The man in question would have established that connection, that layway that the woman can say, okay, we used to go there on Friday. Let's go see daddy tomorrow. This is the connection I'm talking about. You don't just sit down because everybody knows things are not going well. Everybody should just serve you. No, a relationship is meant to be maintained. You have to create that opportunity for information to flow. That is just my point.
Yeah, but women are not very compassionate to the men's mental health. Not gonna lie, I am very compassionate when it comes to my baby father, because you're saying like about not seeing their children, but also finances have as another contribution to adding to the mental health.
I'm
So
not even going
really,
into finances right now. I'm just talking
no, I'm not
about
going into finances.
establishing
But what I'm saying,
that way, that layway, that connection, that relationship, that connection between the mother and the
100%.
child. Even when you're not calling for it, the mother knows the connection. The children are used to it, that we used to go see daddy now. Money or no money, if that relationship is there, the mother can make that move. But when the man in question is not making that connection, he's not creating that avenue, I don't
You
see
know,
the angel that will
Cynthia,
fall
Cynthia.
from
But
You
the
know
he's
what?
door.
still human
You're
though.
creating your
He's
own
still
narrative at the
human.
moment, and your narrative is not. You're not wrong. Let's just break this down.
No,
But your narrative is wrong, because we're talking about if the father was going through some stuff and he said, "Bring the children down." You're saying that's not right. I don't believe in that.
You're still
Because
turning my statement upside down. I'm not saying
I
that
will
is not
turn your
right.
statement upside down, left, right, and
That
center until you
the
explain yourself
father in
correctly, girl. What are you
question,
talking about? I will dash your statement on the floor until you explain yourself correctly. Because right now you're
I
waffling. You're saying
know you.
I'm
I
taking this, I'm
know
taking that.
you.
I don't care. Listen to me.
That
I'm
I
talking my
understand.
talk now. I'm saying to you, and listen closely. Yeah, listen closely. Yeah,
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying to you, if you've got a man, your baby father, your husband, you said you're married, isn't Cynthia?
Yes, I'm married.
Yeah. So what, if your husband was feeling down, would you bring the children to him?
What are you saying? You said my husband is. What are
No,
you saying? Are you
Cynthia,
joking
answer the
right now?
question, Cynthia. No, answer the question. You know what? Let me say something. I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit annoyed. I've been sitting there listening. You're saying the same thing over and over and
Are
over.
you joking right now?
Now, listen. Let me speak. Let me speak. Hey, Cynthia, stop. Cynthia, stop. Hey, Cynthia, stop. Let me speak now, Cynthia. Listen. My point is, yeah, I was listening to both yous, and Red Talks, yeah, he deliberately asked you like 5 times for you to say the same answer. Now listen to this. No matter how, you're saying he's changing your words, Cynthia, he's asking you a question. If your partner was in mental stress or etc., would you take your kids to see him?
You, I don't. The question you're asking right now, you bring another perspective to it.
No. You're being a
Wait.
diplomat. Stop, Cynthia. You did politician work or something. You done some
See,
politician
this is
work.
what I'm saying, guys.
No, you did some
Please, this is
politician
what
work.
I'm saying.
No, you did some
Before this
politician work.
father is
Answer
down
the
with.
question. No. Answer the
Okay,
question.
what's the question again?
Answer
Sorry,
the
I didn't grab
question.
it. Can you ask the question again?
Nah, chat's going crazy. Are you listening? Hey, Cynthia, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of hating ass baby mums or whatever in this chat. But listen, some people are saying, okay, you're answering the question, but I'm not accepting what you're saying. My point is, we're on this live right now. Yeah, this live is about men's mental health. Yeah, let me show you
Mhm.
something. And women that's like, that don't care about men's mental health. Now, what you're saying to me is like, let's stay on the point, because everyone's trying to dodge away what I'm saying. If your partner or your husband or the person or your baby father, whatever you call them, is going through mental distress or mental whatever, are you telling me you're not gonna put in and take that child to go see that parent? That's the question. There's no deepness about it. It's just a yes or no.
Okay,
I'm gonna be.
I'll take the child to go see the father. But before this will occur, you should understand that there would have been a relationship. There should have been a layaway. This shouldn't be the first time the mother is doing it. It will be a pattern. The woman knows this is what we do. This is how we do it. Today, daddy is down. Today, we're not hearing from daddy. Let's go see daddy, even without hearing from him. This part would have been created. But the fact that you just heard that the man is not feeling fine, maybe after 5 years, he didn't make the move, he didn't make any impact. You just decide to bundle your children to go, oh, let's go see daddy. That's my point right now, that I don't think I want to buy to that idea. But if you know you've been seeing daddy before, something happened along the way. Okay, let's go. We've not been hearing from daddy. Let's go see daddy. Let's go see what's happening there. I don't even need daddy to call me, because the children are used to the pattern. But the fact that you just left, you didn't establish connection. You didn't try to establish your intention.
One second.
I don't agree with that. I
Cynthia.
don't agree
One
with
second.
that.
One second. I just want to read a comment. Whenever I see outrageous comments, I jump on them sometimes. So let me break this down.
Same.
Renee Harkaskus says, I have 3 baby fathers. Not one of them is good mentally.
No, not one of them is good mentally. What do you mean mentally? What's the extent? What's the mental condition? Is it just depression, or are we dealing with something beyond us? You said I should go see where somebody is
I
kind
can't
of
wait.
violent and stoning things
I wait.
around.
Where's
Yes,
my
you
computer?
take the
Where's my
child
computer?
there.
Wait, what's it?
Come on,
Where's my computer? I'm about to take the mic now. I'm about to take the mic. Wait. I'm about to take the mic.
No,
So
you know what? Mental health is not valid
What
nowadays.
issues
I'm
are
not
there?
gonna lie to you. It's not valid nowadays. Mental health just don't mean nothing. Like that's what I'm
this
starting to
one's
see.
this one's for you. This one's for you. This one's for you.
Baby's mom. Who that is? Who that is? Who that is? Who that is?
People are not serious.
Hey, hey,
No, that is mad. That
nah,
is mad.
hey,
Let me just say
hey.
that is mad. The reason why that's mad, yeah, is she said I got 3 children by 3 different men and they're all mad. Now let me just break something down to you lot, yeah. You're mad. Because if you're laying down in bed with men that are not mentally well, 3 different men, that means you got 3 children by 3 different men. Them 3 children probably look different. They're rolling like, yo, dad, yo, my G. Where's your dad at?
Mm.
Nah, I don't know where my dad is. Where's your dad come to? No, he even come to check me. That is mad. We're all sitting on the couch. Imagine 3 different men sitting on the couch and the 3 children sitting on the couch as well. That scene is mad. I'm not even saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just saying, yeah, there's a problem. You're a problem. You're the problem.
You're switching this game, man. You are trying to switch this game. Are you
But
saying that a
it's
man
right.
that is mentally unstable, we know that the children will be at risk
3
when you take
men.
those
Stop.
children there?
Cynthia,
No,
don't
you
try
are
that tonight.
switching this game. You're not
Don't
after
try that
mental health
tonight.
anymore. You're
Listen,
just trying to point
don't
finger at
try
us to
that tonight.
women.
Don't try that on my live. Listen, if you
Don't
have
talk
3
to don't.
children by 3 madmen, you're the mad person.
Are you switching right now?
Accountability.
I'm asking a question. Are you trying to
Accountability.
Law of
switch?
attraction, man.
Are you
Come
trying to
on.
switch the topic right now? Are we done with the men mental health and let's deal with ladies that made
You
the
don't
mistake? Is
care
that
about
what you're
men's
going to
mental
do?
health.
Who is it?
You don't care about men's
You
mental
are
health.
Yeah,
switching
you're
this thing,
tapped.
bro. You are switching this
Cynthia,
game.
You
You
you're
are
don't
tapped.
care
I'm not
about
switching.
gonna
men's
lie to
mental
you.
health.
It's
You're more
all
tapped
part
than a
of it.
tapped in my house. I'm not gonna
If
lie.
you want us to talk about lady that had 3 baby daddies separately, we can trash that. But the question you're talking about mental health. I'm asking, are you satisfied with that response? Let's deal with the lady that made the mistake. Let's deal with the lady that have 3 separate baby daddy, which is a huge one, which is a big one.
No. I wanted to talk about that. No one else talks about it. I wanted to speak about that. Back to my
That's what
original
I'm telling
topic.
you. If you're going towards the lady,
Stop,
okay,
stop,
we're here
stop,
to
stop,
listen
stop.
to
Chill,
you.
chill, 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 chill.
You too
Relax.
chill. You too chill.
Relax. Relax.
You too relax. And
Your
Relax.
try to
emotions
be
are taking
Breathe.
polite.
over, Cynthia.
Breathe. So back to the original topic that we was talking about, because I know you don't want to talk about it. Parent alienation. Do you know what that is, Cynthia?
Yes.
What is it? What is it?
If I understand you very well, it's when a situation when one parent try to use the child as a tool towards getting back at the other parents. If I get you right.
No. Actually, worse than that.
So what's your definition of parent alienation?
No. I'll give you the actual termination for it because there's actually an explanation for it. So, a parent alienation is a strategy whereby one parent intentionally displays the child unjustified negativity aimed at the other parent. The purpose of this strategy is to damage the child's relationship with the other parent and to turn the child's emotions against the other parent.
Yeah, it's about the same thing we're talking about. It's like when one parent try to make the child buy their information, their pattern, their ways of doing things, while they demonize the other parent. That's my understanding about parent alienation. You can find that in divorce situation. You can find that in baby mama situation. Mostly in situation where women are not really done with the men, or probably the breakup is not like amicably, it's not mutual. So things like that can happen when you use children against your
Have you
spouse.
experienced that, Cynthia?
I have not experienced it in person, but I have seen it like with a friend. This one was a
Okay.
disaster.
So you ain't seen it. You ain't dealt with it firsthand. Is what you're telling
No,
me?
I have not lived that in my life.
Okay.
but I've seen it happen. But this one in the case, I won't even call it parent alienation, because the woman in question, I've never seen a woman like that. The woman gave birth to the child. She never had a connection with the child from birth. She didn't breastfeed the child. 2 of them. She didn't breastfeed the child. She didn't want to have any connection with the child. But the father in question was doing his best. It was a marital situation that ended up in divorce. Yeah.
Stop. What are we talking about right here?
Yeah, we're talking about parent alienation. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I should call this situation a parent alienation or maybe it's just neglect. Because the 2 of them were in a relationship.
No. Parent alienation is real. Parent alienation is when a mother is telling the child bad stuff against that father so that the father is feeling crazy. That's what parent alienation is.
But
It's
it
when
could go
one
both ways.
parent...
The father can talk bad against the mother so that it could go the other way around. It's not only
We're not
women
talking
that.
about that's not the topic right now. We're talking about women that do it. And this is the problem. Whenever men talk about women that do it, women can't accept it and have to put it back. What about men? That's the what about. Don't be one of these what about men, women. Just be one of the people that speak up against that wrong that's happening against men. Be one of those people. Because I would never go to a woman's platform and they're speaking about men that beat them up and be like, what about women that beat up men?
Me, I'm not on one side.
It's
I'm
not.
on the two gender. I'm
No,
neutral.
it's not
I'm
about
just
sides. It's
equal.
not about being sides. We're having a conversation. The conversation that we're having right now is about women that do it to men. But every time we do that, we can never, ever keep to the topic because it always has to go back to something else.
Okay, let me explain the situation to you. Maybe you can understand it very
So
well.
it's about the what about me movement.
It's about
And the what about
the
me
man.
movement is in my comment section right now. Check the what about me movement in the and I guarantee you the majority of them
Okay,
are
yeah,
women.
I'm actually on the side of the man in terms of this apparent
If man
alienation.
don't, I'm turning off my comments. If you don't think you're not gonna like my thing and just chat, yeah, I'm turning off my comments. You're not allowed to chat. How about that?
Okay.
No one's allowed to
Okay.
chat anymore. Unless you like my comments, like up my thing or send me gifts. You lot, I'm not having you losers in my thing just chatting like you think you're
This
bad.
guy.
You can't chat in my thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
like
not.
up my thing or
We are
come off my
learning,
thing,
bro.
bro.
Take it easy. We are
Raggle, I'm on a
learning, bro.
bad man thing. You think this
Okay.
is? I'm
You are
giving you
doing good.
entertainment and you think you can disrespect me and you're not liking my thing. Yeah, you're done.
I like you.
You're
You're so
done.
raw.
Send the gifts and send the thing. I turn the comments back on. Until then, I'm not turning no comments on. Go on, Cynthia. Let's have this great
Okay,
conversation.
I want to explain the situation. This is right, like a parent alienation that is from.
Someone must have called her. Hello?
And she left the children for the 2 boys for the man.
No, we never heard
So
you.
the man just did what?
We never heard you.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear me? Can you hear me now?
No. I can hear you now.
Oh,
But we
no?
can't. We didn't hear you before.
But can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying is in this case it was a married it was a situation when the both couple were married, but I think at one point in time the woman felt that she made a very wrong choice, that the man should have been the one she should have had those children with. So she just detached herself completely from the children and from the man. So the man, being who he is, the lover of children, he did his best to make sure the children grow up in the proper way to his own best of knowledge. But the children, when they get to that 12 and 10, they started seeking the mother's attention. They were seeking because the mother was not in the picture. All this while, the man just devotes his time to make sure these children do good. But at a certain stage, the children start batching the dad. Like, they need to see their mother. They need to see their mother. So they have to go to court and they have to do all the thing, to the extent that the court was, because of the preference the children was given to the mother, the court was about giving full custody to the mother. But the mother said no, she doesn't want full custody, that she would prefer like 50-50, 1 week in and 1 week out. But even the 1 week in and 1 week out, the mother wasn't even there. So what am I saying in essence? Given this kind of situation of parent alienation, the children right now, despite what the father did for them, they are not batching on the father and they are longing for the mother. So I don't know how we're going to explain this situation. She doesn't care about the children. She gave access to the children. She gave the man access to the children. But right now, the children are going back to the mother. It's like they're living in a traumatic
All right,
situation
listen,
whereby
Cynthia, let me stop you. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now. Forgive my language. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. I'm
okay,
so confused right now that I'm baffed right now. I'm baffed. I don't
I
have a clue
need
what you're
to
talking about.
reframe your.
I don't know how this is related to the topic. I'm so confused. All I hear is the kids are with the dad and the mum's not seeing them, and I don't get what is the point that you're making?
My point is this: when you talk of this parent alienation in terms of the woman's aspect, sometimes the women, they have a way of as in depriving the man from seeing the children, but at the same time you find out that even, what am I saying, even when the father have access to the children, you still find a situation whereby the children will have the tendency of running back to their mom even when the mother is rejecting them.
No, but we're not. The man
Yeah,
could
that's
be seeing his
off
child,
topic.
but the child's being alienated from the. All right, let me go a little deeper. Let's go back into some things. All right. So descriptors of parent alienation. These are the things that you can see. This is how parent alienation is working. The child expresses a relentless hatred for the targeted parent. So the mother is making the child express hatred for the targeted parent. The child's language parrots the language of the alienating parent.
Okay.
Number 3, the child violently rejects revisiting the targeted parent. Number 4, many of the child's beliefs are immersed with the alienating parent. Number 5, many of the child's beliefs are delusional and frequently irrational. Number 6, the child's reasons are not from direct experiences, but from what he's been told to him or by her by others.
Well, given all the points you've made, the experience I had left the children confused.
Your experience? What do you mean your experience? So you never had your children at one
I
time?
didn't have it's not personal experience. A close.
Well, you said it's personal experience. You said that first. Now you're saying it's not.
Don't make me say what I'm not saying, okay? Don't
Don't make
put
me
words.
say what I'm not saying. You said that, so don't try and backtrack now.
No, don't put words in my mouth. I
I
said,
put words. You put the words there. I'm just reiterating what
oh,
you
you
said.
can't nail me. I just want to clear
I
myself
can't
out.
nail
Not
you. I don't want to nail you. You're not a
Then
trophy. What
listen
am I
to me
nailing you
and
to
let
the
me
board?
make my point. My point is this: it was an experience from someone close to me, not me.
No,
Okay.
say the person, because we don't want hypothetical situations where you're just making up things inside of your head.
Yeah.
Because it's out. I'll be honest, Cynthia. Just a minute ago, it seemed like you was making up a story as you was going along, and it sounded waffly.
No,
I'll
I
be
wasn't
honest.
making a story. I'm just telling
I'm
you about.
saying it sounded like that. It sounded
No,
like you was just making.
wasn't.
You know when someone's making up a story and you're like, you're not really a good storyteller. You know that, Cynthia. You're a
No,
very bad liar. Your husband will catch you out. So if
I
you ever
don't lie
cheat on your
because I don't
husband, you
lie.
better start running for the hills because he'll definitely catch you out because you're not really
I
that
don't
good at
know how
lying.
to lie. I'm not a liar. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
to.
know. You're very crap. That's why that whole story sounded like a piece of crap because
Don't
you
know
was
how to
talking rubbish.
lie. So you don't want to
Yeah.
listen to me. You're cutting me short. So what I'm saying in essence is that in terms of parent alienation, things can switch. After
No, no, no,
you
no, no,
stop.
no, 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 no. I'm saying all them points that I just made, all them points that I just made. I'm saying to you, I know a mother that's doing that right now. The guy at the bottom, my brother at the bottom, is saying it happened to him, and I'm telling
Hmm,
you, it happened to lots of people that I know.
yeah,
Lots of people that I know.
yeah,
Lots.
yeah,
Cynthia, it's
yeah.
happening. It's happening right now. So that's why I asked
Right
you.
now.
Oh, that's why I
Okay.
asked you. What has it? That's why I asked you. Has it happened to you? Because
So
obviously the way you're talking.
Cynthia, I'm gonna give you real life ones, and you tell me if this is right or not. A child saying to a father, "You bribed me to come down."
It's not
Who's
right.
teaching? Who's teaching the child about the word bribery?
It's from the other parent. It's not right. That's completely wrong.
And then the child saying, "I love my mum more than I love you." What has that got to do with the conversation?
Yes, because of what the mother has been telling the child about the father.
Okay, so is that correct? Yes or no?
No.
So what do we
Even
do now? What do we do, Cynthia? What do we do now?
what do we do now? Yeah, in situation like that, I don't know. There's nothing. There's limited things you could do. Like I said, the situation, the experience I
No,
had with a close friend, the children end up confused. I am just telling you, the children end up confused because after the mother tell the lie, the children grow up to see that what the mother said was a lie, So they are confused. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The children are confused right now. They are placed in a position they don't know if to be with daddy or to be with mommy. Because the story mommy told them was different from what they saw from daddy. So the children are confused. It's like they are traumatized. They don't know where to stand. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
Mm-hmm.
The children are confused. The mother said daddy is bad, daddy is bad, daddy is bad. They came close to daddy. They find out daddy is not bad. They don't know where to go, to run to mommy or to run to daddy. So the whole thing now, the children are put in a position where they are confused. And right now, the mommy is regretting it. The father is regretting it. The children are now displaced. The children are now placed in the middle and they are confused. This is a real life situation. So I'm not lying for that.
Because let me tell you why your real life situations are not correct. Yeah? Let me tell you why. Because you're not. There's no context to it. You're just saying it like.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. This is real life situation. One of the child is 22. The other one is 18. They don't have a connection with the mother. They don't have a connection with the father.
Who's the children to you?
Sorry?
Who's the children to you?
It's a family member.
So you know this man is getting done over by this woman. You know that.
I know. But it was a part of the parents. The mother was trying to be the perfect old parents. And in doing that, she was tarnishing the image of the father.
Cynthia, I'm not being rude here, but I generally don't think you're listening, you know. I generally don't think you're listening.
I don't think you're the one.
Parent alienation is one parent is turning the child against the other parents.
Yes, it's the same thing. I understand you. She did that for a while.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. So listen to what I'm saying to you. How can it be both parents if one person's turning the child against? Are you not listening to what you're saying? I said
she did that for a while when the child were young. She did that to some extent.
About both parents. What are you?
That's what I'm telling you. There was no co-parenting here. You're not understanding me. She was with these children for to some certain age. It will get to some certain age, children will start questioning things. It got to that stage. These boys are questioning things. And they are boys. One is 22, one is 18. They've been believing the mother for a long time. So they say they want to see their dad. They manage to see their dad. They find out that the story the mother told them about their dad is not the same. It's not true. So they're a bit confused right now. To run to mommy or to run to daddy. That's what I'm trying to say. That
so whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Whose fault? It's the mother's fault.
Okay, finally.
Because
that's what we wanted to know.
Age, yeah, it's the mother's fault. At the younger age, that's when you indoctrinate the children. But when they become an adult, they start questioning things. And it's not right for them to question. They have to see things for themselves. You cannot lie for the rest of your life. They will see things for themselves. There's some time action is action they just need. Their father don't need to take them anywhere. They just have to see their father process, do what the father do. So what I'm saying is that parent alienation can only be for a while. It's going to crack at one point.
Can you calm down so I can hear you
properly? Do you know another thing in child alienation, which I've seen from personal experience here, is that the woman will make up false allegations on the man to make him look bad in front of the child. Say your dad when he was younger, he was this, he was that. And some of the things are not even true, but she's just saying it so the child builds a negative narrative of who the father is. And even if it is true, why do you need to tell the child what their dad was doing 20 years ago when he was a gunman or a bad man, or when he used to lick people down, or when he went prison? What's that got to do with him knowing the child? Where does that come in?
The relationship didn't end well. We women were chaos human beings. Don't talk too much. Once the relationship did not go well and everybody's pointing finger, people want to use the children as tool. That's one of the things. They want to use the children as tool. That's why you see a situation like that. Parents who badmouth the father of their child. Mostly ladies, you badmouth the father of your child. What are you doing all that for? These things will reverse. These children will become an adult someday. They will find out the truth from themselves. So after you sell all those lies, they find out that what you're selling to them is a lie. So where did you put this right now? After they've grown to become a full-blown adult, where did you put them? To run to mommy or to run to daddy? Because they will find out at one point in time. Now, these two boys I'm telling you now, they're finding it even difficult to have a relationship. Because when they get to find out from their father what the mother truly is, they don't want to get contact with women anymore. They are saying that they're not going to marry, they are not going to have kids. Because no matter how you protect that child, how you damage the image of the father of that child, it will get to some extent, they will find out. These people will grow up.
No, but you're not listening. All right, so let me break some.
You're trying to respond though.
Cynthia, let me listen. If you're listening, then you wouldn't spook. You'd be silent until I finish, until my sentence finishes. So
Okay.
the effects of parent alienation on the children are deep. These catastrophic effects are long term. They're not short term. So I'll go through them for you. The first effect, and this is a form of emotional child abuse. Do you know that, Cynthia? This is
Yes.
actually child abuse.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first way and the effect that it does to the child is an impaired ability to establish and maintain future relationships. Have you ever met somebody? They can cut off their friends, they can cut off their man, they can cut off their family at any given moment. The reason being is because you have to go back to this. That woman in her mind thinks that men are never going to be there for her, so she always uses men and leaves. Because the one man that was meant to be there for her mum told her that he walked out on her and he didn't care about her, when that wasn't really the situation. So now she's growing older. She's been in like 20, 30 relationships.
Yeah.
That poor little girl, bro, it's mad. It's mad. I even think that girl was in my bed once when I was younger. And there was a girl in my bed once and she was actually this girl. It's some fucked up shit I'm saying right now. I promise you, I had a girl in my bed once, and she suffered from this right here, parent alienation. She was in my bed, bro.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and she would tell me all this fucked up shit about what the mum used to do to the dad and all the things she said about the dad and and I'm just looking at her thinking, shit, boy, I don't even care. I'm just trying to smoke right now. But I'll listen to your problems because we're here, innit? But in hindsight, I just want to do what I got to do and then keep it moving. But she definitely was this girl. And then one day she just cut me off out of the blue.
It's
Funny
sad.
thing is, I didn't even care.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to you is an impaired ability to establish and maintain future relationships. Number 2, a lowering of the child's self-image.
Yeah. It's a very big one.
And next one, a loss of self-respect.
True.
Number 4, an evolution of guilt, anxiety, and depression over the role in destroying their relationship with the previously loved parent.
Yes.
So Cynthia, now them kids are older now, yeah, they're thinking, you know what? Did I help in ruin my relationship with my father because of what my mum used to tell me? Because I never used to want to go to his house. I never wanted to spend time with him. I never cared about him.
Yeah.
So they start to feel guilty. So later on in their life, when they're having children, when they're in relationships, they're suffering from depression and guilt and anxiety because of what happened before. This is long-term effects.
Yeah. That's true. It's not going out any soon. It's not going away. They have to recognize it and probably develop a strategy and see how they can manage it.
Now, with boys, listen to the effect that happens in just specifically boys that gets done to. Okay. A lack of impulse control, aggression turned into delinquent behavior, educational problems, and disruptions in school.
That's true. You're very correct.
Have you never, as single mothers, sometimes they're like, why is my child acting up? Why is he moving so aggressive? Why is he rolling with a Rambo knife everywhere he goes, ready to stab up ops? Where is this coming from?
That's true.
Why is the kid got a knife that's longer than him in his jeans, ready to take someone's life? And you lot think that it came from, the dad wasn't there for him. You put this corrupt. Listen to me, and I say this on my new video. This new video that's right here. You see this new video right here? I said this, and listen, I'll say it again for you lot. When a child is denied access of seeing the father, that boy grows up hating male authority.
True.
So he is ultra aggressive with men because he doesn't respect male authority. 100%. So the only person that can tame him is the baddest youth in the ends that he has a little bit of fear of. But you see that guy that's the baddest in the ends? Guess what he's doing to all the little kids? Manipulating them to sell drugs or to hold guns for them.
Yes.
So now your son has become a pawn in a game of chess and doesn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Your son Cynthia has a gun under the bed, and you wouldn't even know he has a gun under the bed.
Not my son. Stop all this personalization. I'm listening.
Hey, Cynthia, you kill me, Cynthia. And I
Words
respect
are
you,
powerful.
Cynthia.
You cannot see my
As a
son.
lady,
You know my son.
I
Wow.
respect you, but you kill me still.
Oh, seeing it as if he was in my bed.
No, but not serious, because this is a serious topic. This is a serious topic. I can't even laugh, yeah. But Cynthia, you're funny. You just the way you say things, you're funny. But what my thing is, yeah, your son could be not your son, but I'm just saying, a son could literally be holding a gun under the bed because of the parent alienation that he's gone through. He
Mm,
doesn't actually care for the people that this gun's gonna kill because he doesn't respect men. Because the first man that was meant to love me left me. Why did you leave?
yeah, that's true.
Every single child that a woman says that the father left and he never really left, the child always grows up and says, "Why did you leave me?" They always,
Yeah.
they won't say it to you as a parent, but they'll sit there by themselves and say, "Why didn't he love me?" And you know what? Yeah, let me tell you, lot. Do you not remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Do you not remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
There was one episode, yeah, when Will's father came, yeah, and then his
Yeah.
dad left, yeah, and he was meant to come back for him. He never came back,
Mm-hmm.
and then he said to what's Phil? Was it?
Oh,
Not what's the big guy's name? The thing his dad.
Phil. Yeah. Uncle
Phil.
Phil.
He said to Phil, "Why doesn't he want me, man?" That was the most emotional scene ever because
Mm-hmm. Remember that.
there is deadbeats, but we're not talking about it. We're talking about women that stop men from seeing the child. That child's gonna grow up and say, "Why didn't he want me?" Now, as a boy, when you go into that emotional state, you start to be disruptive at school to counter that. You start to have educational problems. You start to have anger issues. Now, parents,
Yeah.
most mothers, they don't know how to identify it, and they just say he's
Mm-mm.
acting up. They say hormones. He's a teenager. No, it's
No.
not that. Because when you have
No,
a
it's not.
father in your life, yeah, it does help you to balance out your emotions because you understand how a man is meant to move. Because sometimes fathers show their sons, like, you could be in traffic with your son one day and a man crashes into your car and your son's thinking, "What? How dare you?" But you come out and say, "Let me take your details." So he sees, oh, that's how you deal with conflict sometimes. It's not always by violence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So sometimes fathers are teaching lessons to their children without even teaching them lessons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sometimes you learn
Yeah.
things from a parent without them actually saying one word to you. And that's how a
Yeah.
lot of boys learn from their father.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's not always a conversation. It's just like,
Mm-mm.
I watch you and I say, okay, now I'm older. I see certain things that my dad done with my mum, yeah, and I rate him
Mm-hmm.
for it. I rate my
Yeah.
dad for certain things. Like, I don't rate him for everything, but I rate him for not always arguing with my mum. Sometimes he just sits there and stays silent. He's taught me
Yeah.
how to sometimes avoid conflict in your relationship. Stop arguing
Yeah.
and just sit there and be silent.
Yeah. That's true. I completely agree with
Some
you.
it
That's true.
sounds so small, innit? It sounds so small, but trust me, you have a long-term marriage if you follow that way, because he's got his long-term marriage, 38, 39 years. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
gonna go far. It's gonna go far with him in life. It's gonna go
But
fast.
when a child is like alienated, and family therapists who have treated alienated children have classified the problem as parent-child relational problem. And this is in like a book by the American Psychiatric
Mm.
Association, Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders. It's actually starting to become a mental disorder. Parent alienation is probably one of the worst things a woman could ever do to damage a child's mental state.
100%.
Yeah.
But do you know what makes it worse though? Can I just say, yeah? Like, let me just give you this real life situation. I went to a social gathering a couple of weeks ago, right? And there was a girl there with her son. I think he was about 7 or 8, and her friends were there and whatever. And there was a comment made, and it was like, "Yeah, oh, whatever, man, your dad's a waste man." So he was like, "Yeah, my dad's a waste man." And the friends were all like, "Yeah, your dad's a waste man." Like, I'm being real with you. Like, this is what I was seeing with my own eyes. And I got onto the friends. Because I'm saying, like, what kind of thing is that you're promoting for her to be telling her son? Do you understand? So for me, it's all this enabling behavior. Like, you have people that are enabling this behavior, man, and allowing the alienation. Because if I'm doing certain things, my friends aren't condoning that. So it's your peers, even family members, mothers, they're involved. They're connecting with you, sitting down there chatting in front of your children. So yeah, man, I'm listening to you. Like, I'm just like, no, this is bad, bad. And and the thing, the point, the reason why I wanted to mention that is because that same girl, I know her from when I was young. She had issues with her dad, her friend. That all of those come out that they've all got issues with their dad. So now you lot are just dad bashers. It's just what you're saying, isn't it? So now with this son, now it's like, well, for whatever the dad hasn't done, you lot are all putting onto this son like your dad's a waste man. Like, forget your dad, he's a waste man. Like, it's just, and it's a vicious cycle, and it happens a lot. It's happening a lot.
You know what? Yeah, even just saying that, like, I always ask parents this. Yeah, what benefit does that bring to the child? I'm gonna go a little deep tonight.
It doesn't bring no benefit.
Parent alienation always happens when the woman. I'm gonna give you a real life scenario how this happens. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a woman getting the child to ask the man for money. Why is this wrong? As an adult, if she thinks that the child needs money, why can't she come as an adult and say, "Oh, your daughter wants this. Can you give her money?" But getting the child to do it is putting it in the child's mind that your dad, number one, is just good for one thing, and that's money.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, yeah, they put it in the child's mind so that the child, if you don't give the child the money, they're like, "See, your dad's a piece of shit. See, told you, look at him, look at him."
I didn't even see this thing like this. I'm
And
sorry to
So this
say.
is parent. This is stop. You lot, listen. This is parent alienation at its peak. Listen to how evil that is. That is what we're talking about when we're talking about parent alienation. One of the ways that women do it is through this actual avenue right here. So go ask your dad for money. Oh, he never gave you
No.
money. See, he doesn't love you. He doesn't love you. That he's not really a good dad. And the dad could have not seen the message, yeah, because he's at work or something, and he never responded fast enough. And the mum's like, "See, your dad doesn't care for you." He could transfer it in the end, and because the money's going into whose account? Not the child's account. It's going into the mother's account. The child doesn't even see, and then she says, "Your dad never gave him no money." These times he's giving her money. So the child's thinking, "I'm always asking you, dad, but you're not giving me."
Mm.
So the child's thinking, "You don't even love me. You don't give me no money."
Well, I'm gonna. This particular point you raised is a very interesting one. At the same time, sometimes it's not intentional, because sometimes
You're
there's this
trying to
favorite
justify
child
bad
in this
behavior.
house.
Mm-hmm.
There's this favorite child in the house that there's
Are
a
you trying to
favorite.
justify bad behavior?
No, it's not bad behavior. I want to make a point right now because I didn't see it from that angle. There's this favorite child in the house that has the tendency of getting a yes from daddy, even when mommy is getting the no. Because daddy have a very huge connection with that particular child, there's a tendency that when that child surfaces, and when mommy send that child to daddy, there's a tendency that daddy may likely respond than when mommy goes there. So I'm just saying that
Wait,
it's not.
wait. I got someone called Mango Jennings. Mango Jennings said that he's been through it. We're gonna put him in. Someone jump off. We're gonna
Okay,
put Mango Jennings in.
let me jump off.
Hey, Mango Jennings, jump up, brother. Jump up. Jump up, jump up, jump up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up. Yo, my brother.
What's going on?
What's going on? Tell us. We want to hear the real life stuff. That's what we don't want to know. We want to hear real life stuff.
Let me tell you it from first hand instead of all of the shit that I'm hearing. So I've got a daughter and she's 15. I won't say that I've been the most utmost citizen. You know, when I was younger, done my thing or whatever not. That's kind of gone against me though. Through her life, her mum's used that as a tool to say that I'm a bad person. Now, I've got other children, whatnot. I see my other children. She's my oldest. My other children are younger than her. She's the big sister. She don't know her younger brothers and sisters based on how her mum has told her the type of person I am, to the point where she decided to give my child up.
Huh?
Now, instead of yes, right. This is what I'm saying.
Whoa.
Right. This is what
I
I'm
was sleeping.
saying.
Wait a second.
Go on.
Hold on. Let's go. No. Let's talk about this. Let's talk. What? What did you say?
Please start again. That one was serious, you know. Just
Yeah,
so
this is
everyone's
what I'm
hearing it.
saying. You lot are talking hypothetically. You got someone here who's gone through it real. So, boom.
Yeah, yeah. You've gone through it on a next level, and
So here's
yeah,
right. So here what I'm saying. So boom. When I was a young buck, I was on the roadside doing whatever. As us young men do. Flipping. No, I wasn't the nicest of people, but I was nice to people I loved. Now, me having a child with this woman, my past went against me. So anything that went on, your dad's a bad person. Look on the internet, talk to this person. They'll tell you what your dad used to be like. To the point where my daughter was big 15 years of age. Well, she is 15 now, I should say. So for 15 years of her life, all she's heard is her dad's this, her dad's that. Like I said, you see acceptance where you lot were saying about acceptance. Here's my acceptance. In the 15 years of her life, I have gone to prison twice for trying to see my child, in the sense of getting into madnesses with mandem, rare tear. It's ended up where I've ended up in jail. Long story short,
speechless. But carry on, my brother.
no fault of her own. That's where I'm still being nice, no fault of her own. The mother's now got mental health in a sense where we now all know about it. That's the only nice part that I can say. She then decided to hand my child to a police station instead of picking up the phone and going, come and get your child. Now, for the 15 years of my kid's life, I've been in, out, not of any fault of my own. Anytime the mother picks up the phone and goes, come and see the kid, I'll run, go and see the child. Anytime I'm told not to see her, I'll back off. That could all be for a year, 2 years, a week. It got to the point where she handed my child to the police station. I've gone through court, whatnot, to try and see my child, to try and get custody of my child, and could not, based on obviously my previous convictions, which she knew, hence why she went about it the way she did. So there is women out there that are very, very deep, very, very spiteful. And there is men out here that just have to try and deal with it and try and live a life. Women really, really, really are spiteful people. Do not get me wrong. Us men are bad as well. There's only a handful of us men that can go, do you know what? I was this type of person before, rare. I'm this type of person now. I was a
But you
young
know what
youth.
you've done something called accountability, and this is when we talk about the power of accountability. You've taken accountability for them 15 years that you was in and out, because most men are going to be, if you're living a certain type of life, it comes with its consequences. You know what I'm saying? So man kind of knows when your mind's not in the right space and blah 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 and rare tear. But you've acknowledged that, and that I respect that. You know what I'm saying? The problem that I see nowadays is that a lot of people don't acknowledge where they've gone wrong. Does it make sense? So
Yeah,
respect to you for that. But that just sounds crazy. What I don't understand is, why did she just bring the child and say,
that's
take your
where I
daughter?
said. You see where I
And when I
said.
get better, I'll come back for her. Because then that could be a little
All
arrangement.
right,
You
so
could say,
that's where I said I'm gonna be
you could have said, you know
nice.
what? When she
Go
gets
on.
better and she comes out of the hospital, boom, you can have the youth back, or we can, you know what I'm saying? We can
Bro,
work
do you
out a
know the
little
funny thing?
arrangement.
Do you know the funny thing? I would have done. I'm not that. I'm not that type of guy still. But where I said that I'm being nice, even in this whole situation, she's not. The mum's not really right in the head at the minute. So I'll take it as based on her not being right in the head is why she made decisions that I thought she never would have done. And this, let me throw this one out there as well. Sorry, my bro. Flipping, it weren't like it was just a thing that a brother just met. Like, you know, as we go out, we just meet something with them for 5 years or whatnot. This was something from school, high school. I'm big 35 now. High school, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's a deep thing.
That's crazy,
so
bro.
the way that some of these females move, they need to think about it, because there's guys out there like myself. All of this stopping brothers seeing their youths for a little bit of change and all of that shit. It's pathetic. You see, time costs nothing. Hence why every time she picked up the phone and phoned me and goes, "Come see your kid," I ran. No matter what I was doing, whether I had £2, no matter whether I had £2 in my
all the
pocket,
men. This is the
£100,
story.
it
You know
made
what,
no
my brother?
difference.
I'm so happy you came and said that. You know, I'm so happy that you said that, because that's part of the story that they leave out.
Yeah, no, bro, they do. The same
That's
way,
the part of the
don't
story
get,
they leave out.
but don't get me
Where
wrong. The same way
you want
that
to
us
come pick up
men
your child this
lived out.
first Friday.
But
Man's
sorry
got
to
whole
cut you.
different plans. Man's flying out. Man's got all kinds of plans. Man cancel all them plans. And because man didn't see my daughter for 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, guess what I do? I'm running.
Yeah, you have to.
Every single man has done this. Every single man out there has done this. But that's
Exactly,
not.
but they forget this
I
part,
never
and then
get spoken about. Just
what
that,
they
oh, when
highlight
he
is, you see,
came
when
or
we
when.
get angry, you see, what they highlight is when we get angry because, for example, they might say, "Come and see your child on Thursday." You don't see your child on the one Thursday. Cool, you can let that one go. Next week, they try the same thing. You see, by week number 3, you're kicking off. You're the bad person. They're telling the whole blood clot world, look at all the messages he's sending. But they didn't tell them, 2 weeks ago he's ready. Last week he was ready. They don't do that. And we always get tainted. And we all get flung in that same blood clot boat.
That's crazy.
A dark hole. You know, that boat is like a hole that keeps getting deeper and deeper. And to all the females in the chat as well, I wanna elaborate on this. There's a lot of yous that are good mothers. I am not trying to take that away from you. So remember, when we're talking about these
Do you know,
females,
sorry, bro, big man, I'm so sorry to cut you. Do you know what? The other thing I will say, as much as I've said what I've said, she's not a bad mother. She's raised my child correctly. My child's always been clean. My child's always had whatever she's needed. She's not a bad mother. It's how she goes about things. Her mothering skills based on dealing with the baby father, myself, so to speak, is what she's got totally wrong.
Do you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You see how, what I love about men, yeah, and us men, yeah, is that we can say that objectively without having to throw shade. Women find that difficult to say against us.
That's true.
And the reason
also,
being,
and the acceptance, like you said, the acceptance, they don't accept when they've done something wrong and go, do you know what? My bad. I did this, he did that because of this, or he did that and then I did this. Either way, vice versa. They just don't accept nothing.
But you know what? I just see something as well, yeah. And you know what? Yeah, at the end of the day as well, not even just, this is not even to put it on balance, but it's to shed some light on it as well. Because as I look at mental health a lot, females, and this is no excuse as well. There are a lot of females that go through situations where they think they're right, but their mental health ain't even in check, or their mother ain't, or whoever's around them is making their mental health go worse. Like, obviously,
that's true.
You know what I mean? It's a big thing.
No, it's true. To be fair, obviously, like I said, I was around her, been with her from when we was in school. I'm not no psychologist or whatnot, so I'm not gonna notice certain traits. As far as I was aware, she was just acting out. Like, people act out. We're growing up. You're gonna act out. You're gonna try and find yourself. I'm not gonna notice a couple things. It's only until, obviously, she went to doctors and because certain things went a bit haywire, is when we started to notice, to be fair.
That's crazy, bro.
And you know what? And what I was just saying on that topic as well is like, instead of them friend, well, I can't even call them friends, because if your so-called friend is telling you, oh yeah, lock him off, man, deadbeat dad, da 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 da, da, they're contributing to your mental health being worse. Do you know what
That's
I'm saying?
true. That's true. But have you noticed that 9 times out of 10, you see the friends that are saying, lock him off, the single ones. They're not the ones that are
Always
holding
single.
down. They're not the ones that are holding down a relationship or anything like that. To be fair,
They're the
they
ones
have
that want.
they have high expectations of what they want, but they don't have nothing themselves.
That is mad.
It's very sad that the kids have to go through this as well. Like, that's another thing. Because even sitting here, yeah, I'm thinking about, imagine a child like literally like watching the whole conversation. That little child just watching the whole conversation, thinking like, "Rah, what the hell is going on here?" Because they still
So
don't
now,
understand.
now we're gonna talk about my child. So, like I said, she's big 15 now.
Okay.
Now
Obviously,
she got the mind of her own. Let's
right. So
talk about
got
her.
handed
Go
the
on.
police station, rare tear tear. I've been going through court and whatnot. She's been asking the social workers to be asking me certain questions. Certain of the questions that she's asking, I can't answer based on she's a child. A lot of the other questions are, why was you not there? Why was you in prison? This. For me to do that, I wouldn't be any better than her mum, because I'd have to throw her mum underneath the bus.
Wow.
So it's better off. It is and it isn't, but it's better off that I just leave her with the thought that she has already. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's very,
And do
very
you know what, yeah?
dangerous.
MJ, oh my gosh, you just said exactly what I was saying to Rare Talks earlier. I was showing him my situation. I was saying to him, my son is so traumatized and so confused right now. I'm scared to even put him in front of the situation where he has to explain himself, or he has to say his side of it, or he has to answer any questions. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're
because
so
you
yeah.
might mess him up. You might mess him up even more by telling him things that he didn't know, to
No, yes.
basically level him out so that he does understand the situation, which is not right either.
Mm.
Which again puts you in the same boat as the mum. So I don't know about yourself. Everybody's different, but when you have a child, you try to do everything or make everything better for them than what you had. Sometimes you got to take that bullet, and this is the bullet that I think that I've got to take, where I've just got to leave it as her thought.
Well, MJ, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm recently like getting the chance. I'm blessed in it, like, so obviously, like I'm blessed in a way where I'm gonna get to see my child. And before even I had to make that conscious decision where I know, nah, I'm not gonna take that. I was never gonna take that stance and be like, your mum, because I've already foreseen what could happen to the child. So when my child comes around me, I'm just grateful that me and him are getting time together. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just grateful, and I don't want to put no more dents in his head or no more trauma in his head. Like, I just want him to be able to be okay in life and be able to, function properly.
That's why I don't want to say nothing to her, and I don't want to be the reason that gives her the extra dents or whatever not. She will always have my contact details. I will always know where she is. I've always known where she is. I've always known what she does. Unfortunately, it sounds a little bit stalkerish, but she's my child. So to be fair, I don't really care. I'll always know what she's doing, where she is, who she's staying with, and things like that. When she's ready to contact me, when she's 18 or so, when she's gathered herself as a young adult and knows how to put it across to me, whatever she wants to say, even if she comes to me tomorrow, I'll sit and talk to her. But I don't think at the age that she is, she's had a lot gone on for her. I want her to be a child. Some of us lot grew up very fast, and look what it's done to us lot. I don't really want to do that to her.
It's deep because as men, we never open up about these topics or talk about them, and
That's
we
why I
keep
respect.
everything bottled up.
That's why I respect your platform. I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting so that I can get live, so I could jump on a couple times still to have a little chat. I've only been able to come live today.
Come
Keep
on,
it
man.
up. Please keep it up, yeah, because you know what it
Keep
is. It's not.
spreading the story and the awareness, bro. Because you know what? Let me tell you
Mm,
something. The more that men stay silent is the more that we get abused, bro. The reason why I think these things have gone on for so long is because men we just take everything on the chin and just say, yeah, it is what it is. Like we never like, you see women, yeah, they'll do all kinds of weird stuff to get things in their way. But see, as men, yeah, we just sit there and just be like, man's like we sometimes even as men, yeah, we say, yeah, man's meant to accept this. Like we're men, we're meant to just take it on the chin. Like we're not meant to
And we're not.
complain, we're meant to just firm it. But then
Yeah,
our
we're
mental
not.
health starts.
We should talk up.
But our mental health is getting destroyed at this moment, yeah, and nobody cares. So I say to men, yeah, don't be afraid to speak up, and we do need to start putting these women on blast some certain times. And I'm telling you as a fact. And all you women that think you're not getting put on blast, you're getting put on blast soon because I've had enough. There's too much men suffering out there. I've heard too many stories of men suffering, and now it's got to the point where I said a few stories at the start, but now, bro, and I'm not exaggerating. I have over 150 men in my DMs right now. I'm not even exaggerating. Every day, another man comes in my DMs and says, "Thank you. Without your videos, I would have topped myself." I'm like, what the hell? What is going
Now,
on?
bro, now, to know what? To be fair, bro, you got to
uh-uh.
understand this. You see exactly what you're saying. Where man them don't talk. You see the simple fact of you've put yourself out there. You've had a little situation that's gone out there, so to speak, and you're still here. You're still talking to man them. You're still telling the man them, don't watch that. The reason that's happened is because of this, and I know you man are going through it as well. Come and chat to us, bro. You've done a lot for a lot of men.
Bro, and the thing is, people will still come for me. I know that already. I know they're gonna come for me. But people that actually understand, I don't care. That's number one. I don't really care. Because
Listen,
this
there's
is
always there's two sides to a story, and if some of us men had listened to that, a lot of us would actually understand we was actually in the same boat.
thank you. Thank you.
Again,
A lot of us men have
like I
suffered
said
it.
to you, bro, I've been waiting to come on here and chat to you a couple times still. You're not alone, bro. You are not alone.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to
Like
hear.
I said, there's just not a lot of men that will admit their bad part in it, where I will. I'll admit what I've done wrong. I really don't care. You can't tell me nothing. If you used to see me on road, you definitely wouldn't tell me fuck all either. I've done my wrongs. Like I've done my wrongs. I've grown up. Bow. Let's move on from that. Let's move forward.
You know what is deep here is that I know for a fact, for 100% fact here, that when I bring up these topics, if you watch closely, the people in the comments, the certain people in the comments here, I don't really care about comments, but I make everyone aware of this here. They'll be talking about unrelated stuff in the comments because they want the conversation to look a certain way. Does it make sense? My brother, where's he gone? But anyway, back to what I'm saying to you. Like, listen, don't let no one demoralize you, man, them, yeah, and make you feel like you're less of a human for speaking up your truth. Yeah. Because your truth is important. Yeah. Your truth is
You know
important.
what, yeah, thank you for
Sorry,
highlighting
my
that as
bro.
well.
That's my
Yeah.
bad.
No, thank you for highlighting that as well, because sometimes we need to keep highlighting that because the biggest problem was us feeling, or men that's going through it feeling like they can't speak up, or there's no avenue to go to, or there's no, like, once we start
Because a
speaking,
lot of
the
us are
whole.
embarrassed. A
Mm,
lot of us are embarrassed that someone stopped us to see our chat. We feel like we're deadbeats. When we're in Haifa, let me just tell you something. We're not deadbeats. The new name for men that are denied access of seeing their children is called forgotten fathers. They're called forgotten fathers. Why are they called forgotten fathers? Because they're actually real life fathers in their hearts, but they've been denied access. So they're fighting an invisible enemy to see a child that's actually theirs. So they're forgotten about because nobody talks about them men. You always talk about deadbeats or men that are there.
but they never speak about the forgotten fathers, men that want to be fathers, but the woman's denied them access because of whatever reason they've had.
That's
That is a
true.
narrative.
That is true. Let me ask you one question then. You see, based on a father's past, which obviously has nothing to do with anything to do with children, old ladies, women, all of them type of things there. I shouldn't even have to point all of that out there. Do you agree with all of that?
What do you mean?
Do you agree? Do you agree with a woman stopping a child seeing?
Never. There's no reason. Unless the man is a sexual abusing the child, or like punching the child in the head physically, or like hitting the child with a weapon in the head when the child comes to his house. There's no reason why the man should be denied access. He could be broke. He could be the shittest man on the planet, meaning that he doesn't even do nothing with his children. They just come to the house and he sits there with them. I'm not here to judge no man on his parenting skills. I am not perfect, and I'm not here to judge any man on their parenting skills. Yeah, that's me. But once a woman has a child with that man,
you can't. Nobody can judge anyone on parenting. There's not.
Yeah, no one. No, I don't. That's too far into the dynamics of a household. I don't go that far.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, it's too far into the dynamics into the household. It's like where do you draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Like, so my thing is this: unless he's physically harming the child or sexually abusive to the child, every man deserves to be there in their child's life. It doesn't matter if I was a gunman before or I was a drug dealer before. Yeah, doesn't matter. You knew what I was. You picked me up at that.
All right. Okay, that's what I went.
You picked me up like that.
I was just waiting for that one sentence there. You knew what I was.
You knew what I was. You probably even enjoyed the benefits of that lifestyle. You know the ones there.
Right. Okay.
When you're buying the girl food and that, where do you think that food was from? It's from this flipping dirty money that I made, baby. When we were smoking that weed, it was from where? From my flipping supply that I flipping picked up from my man. Now you don't want me to be around the child because I was an ex-drug dealer. That don't make sense.
Yeah, nice, true.
And if I'm not on that now, then tell my child, you know what? I don't think any parent should tell a child about a parent's history. You as a grown man, when you get to a point, you say to your child, let me talk to you. You know, I was just like you, that guy that you were interested in. It's not a good man to be with. Like, and then you can explain it from there. But just randomly saying, yeah, your dad's a drug dealer, your dad's a this, your dad's a gunman, your dad killed someone. Like, what?
Yeah, that's dead.
The child in their mind, yeah, is having a negative image of the man that they're meant to have only positive images of from a young age. And you know how deep that is, yeah? Let me show you how detrimental that is. If you say your dad used to be a drug dealer, she might start thinking, I want to be with a drug dealer now because it's attractive.
True. See, that's now messing up your child.
So this is why I say there's so much benefit in just being a good person.
I said earlier on, where when you have your child, you want better for your child. You don't want your child to have anything you've had encountered or anything like that. So how does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
From the woman's point of view, that don't make no sense.
It really doesn't.
They don't carry themselves. Some, let me be politically correct. Some don't carry themselves correctly once they've had their children or whatever.
I see on Rare Talks' platform.
Some of them do worse.
On Rare Talks' platform, we can be politically correct and politically wrong.
No,
this is not the place. The conversation is so much bigger. Women, what they do sometimes,
is I'll be real. Not all women are like that still. So
no, but you know, I'll tell you why sometimes I don't really mind because the topic's so big, yeah. It's not about if all or some. You know, if you're not like that, then it doesn't apply to you, so you don't need to get offended.
Thank you.
That's all right.
If a woman comes on there and says, all men are rapists, I'd look at the post and be like, wow, she's crazy, boy. She's wild. And I just keep it moving. Because I know I'm not.
MJ, I'm not going to lie to you. If you hear me being quiet, yeah, because obviously I'm not trying to address the chat, but obviously I'm just letting people know in the chat, yeah, don't get too pissed off with people that identify themselves as coming across as that person. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because they're definitely showing their true colors through their words. And if you can't understand, the fact is, yeah, we're not talking about we're not talking about all people. We're talking about the people that actually do this, innit? Like, we're not talking about you. And if you're coming in the chat saying, but not all women are like that, then what type of women are you? Because we're talking about the ones that do it. So I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So
all right, now do you know what you see? True Talks. I see you, bro. Do you know what you see? Mental health. How about this? If the shoe fits, comments. Say what you're saying, innit? Done. Ain't got time for it. It's long.
The thing is, women want me to come on here and cuss and bash men. Listen, you two, let me just say something to you. I understand social media to the point where I can actually take over the internet tomorrow if I wanted to. All I have to do is change my narrative and talk about men, helping men, and start talking about helping women. I'll be gone through the roof. All the women will love me. I have 100,000 people in my lives. It'll be over for the internet. But the fact is,
you'd have to be a simpleton to do that, though. You know that, innit? You'd have to.
Of course.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm trying to say. When you speak truth, you're hated. People will come for you and say things against you. People will lie on you. And the fact that man's even black as well, bro, it's even madder. One as well.
Yeah,
You know the one there, like
that's the
man
worst.
fits all narratives, brother. You know the one there. Man fits all the narratives. Angry, aggressive,
all
rude,
jokes aside. Yeah.
Rolled you, like, you know what I'm saying? He probably beats with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't take care of his youth. All of these lies, bro. All of these lies. Just to try and downgrade the conversation that we're actually having. That's what the people try to do.
That's another reason why men don't talk.
No, but you see now, you know what I've realized? It's like we're in the days of, okay, we was to just say, yeah, this is the end of days. Yeah, let's just say that. It's either you're on one side or the other. There is no middle. Do you know what I'm saying? There is no sitting on the fence. Like, so when I hear certain females come in here and they're like, but what about the ladies that ain't doing this and that? Shut up. No. We're talking about what's really going on at hand, innit? Like, all right, cool. If you want to talk about females and certain things to do, the aspect of the men's not doing enough, make a platform for it. Do you know what I'm saying? But right now, men have no platform except. Do you know what? When I see Rare Talk come online,
sorry to cut you, my bro. This is the only platform that man them have got.
Carry on.
This is the actual brother. Bro, this is the only place you're gonna find on TikTok where men can actually speak about the problems and women don't jump in and start cussing men. But what about this? What about that? I'm not accepting none of that talk. This is strictly for men to actually speak about problems that are real. And the women that are here are actually real ones. Because you won't see fake women in my chat for too long. They'll come in for a little bit and then just run off because it doesn't suit their narrative. It makes them feel uneasy. A woman texted me and said, "Your talks make me feel uneasy." I was like, "But why?" I'm talking about women that are narcissistic and toxic. So if you're not that way, why would you feel uneasy?
Yeah, she needs to look at herself still.
Hello.
What's going on, Vendetta? How are you?
Just some of the comments. It seems there's very toxic women that like to spread that toxic word to other women to somehow go follow. There's a lady in here basically telling me that I'm not allowed an opinion. Why am I not allowed an opinion? Telling me to shut my mouth. Why should I shut my mouth? Exactly. Am I not allowed an opinion as a human being? I don't know her, but she don't know me, but she can give me her opinion, but I'm not allowed to give her mine.
Because this is you have to understand, this is about women now. Women want it all to be about them. They want to change the conversation from us talking about us empowering men. That's why listen closely to my hashtag. Hashtag empower men. How can that hashtag aggravate women? How can women be upset with that? Why don't empower women? I'm like, what? There's millions of platforms for empowering women. Am I lying?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, you're not.
There's
still.
Loads.
There's loads.
One platform for men saying empower men. One platform, and everyone hates it. How?
Hey, guys, check this one though. Hey, guys, check this comment though. I've just got to say it. Are you guys just gonna be bashing or actually gonna do something about the situation? This girl, yeah, was lit. You know, like.
Do you know if she was paying attention, she would have heard that we bashed. If that's how she understands it, because clearly I won't listen.
I'm toxic because I have an opinion. I'm toxic because I have something between my legs.
And then we answered, and then we found a solution all in one bit. So is she all right?
I called you toxic because you told me to shut up because you wanted to listen and you didn't want to look at the chat. But what you have been doing in the chat is you have been trying to trigger the male people in the chat, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of females that have been basically saying,
I've clocked her, Vendetta. I've clocked her from early. She's been on a rant. non-stop for the last hour. She's been writing like, oh, this happened to me, that happened to me. No. And I'm like, bro, it's not about you. Engage with the conversation that we're having. She has not once engaged with the conversation. All she's doing is talking about her own story. Oh, he took the kids away from me. He done this. And I'm like, bro, she's trying to distract me.
Listen to me. I'm a woman. I have a voice. Listen to me. Listen to me. No. You be quiet. Listen to me. I'm a woman. That's what she's doing.
Basically. And she's trying to distract me from having this conversation. She's trying to distract me from actually having a conversation.
100%.
And I saw it from early, but I never addressed it. I saw it from early, but I never said anything. I saw it from
mentioned something earlier about suicide is a chicken way out. Do you know how much strength it takes a man to even think about doing it, especially if he has kids?
Thank you.
Right. I grew up. I've lost 2 friends to suicide, and one of them I grew up with, right? And I grew up with, and he was a brother to me, like a brother to me. He was, right? And he had hobbies, went out, did the old fishing with the magnets and stuff like that. Everyone thought he was fine. Then he hung himself with the stuff that he went out. Hung himself off a tree. Left back 4 kids, an ex-wife, and a wife that he was with, because he had no one to talk to. And the strength it took for him to do that, I don't even know. I've been at that level. Last year, I was on a train bridge and I was going to jump. That's no word of a lie. I'll tell you right now, I was going to jump. And it took one person.
Thank God that you never, mate.
One person called me and stopped me. Right. And don't get me wrong, I was going through so many fucking emotions in my head, which was basically, I don't want to be here anymore. I've lost everything. I don't want to be here. And I'm not saying I'm innocent, because I'm not, right? I don't want to be here anymore. Life has fallen apart. I've lost everything. I feel guilty because I don't want to be here, but I want to kill myself. But my kids don't deserve that, right? So there's power right there. So let me tell you something right fucking now, that suicide is not a weakness. It's not a chicken way out, right? What it is, I tell you what's a very, very, I'm fuming actually, because that comment really wound me up. But what's out of order is when women say it's a chicken way out, or anyone says it's a chicken way out, because it's not.
Do you know what?
The level.
Respect to you for not doing it, number one, and for looking at the bigger picture, saying that the children, But imagine, you never had your children, access to your children in your life. Then that would have just made you think, fuck it, I might as well go. No one cares about me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, I might as well.
Sorry to cut you, Rare Talks. I've got one from the opposite angle now. I had a friend. I'm not gonna say too much, because a lot of people will know who this person was. So I'm gonna change it a little piece. This person took his life because of his children. Because of his baby mother and his children, so to speak. Because all he wanted to do is see his children. Now, this is one of the type of women that yourselves have been talking about. She would find it amusing to taunt him, so to speak, in the sense of saying, you can't see them this week, they're with the stepdad, or you can't come and see your kids because the stepdad's taken them out. Those type of talks there.
Jesus. So he felt replaced.
Yeah. Now this happened over a good number of years, and unfortunately, my friend decided to hang himself. As
MJ,
as far as I'm concerned, he felt there was no way out. B, at the time of when this happened, there wasn't a platform of TikTok, Instagram, and all of this stuff that all of these kids have today. There was no Rare Talks. There was nothing where, even if he couldn't talk, he couldn't talk to any. He couldn't talk to no friends. There was no one that he could speak to. That was his last resort.
Damn. Damn.
Again, some of these females really, really do not understand how
MJ.
deep it cuts us
Wow.
men. Some of us men can't handle these things, the emotional stuff, the way that women can. They don't
MJ.
understand.
Yeah,
MJ.
100%.
As much as they want it, they can sit there and tell us, you're not strong, you're weak, you're weak. Do you know the funny thing? Do you know what that's called? Emotion. You know that thing that you tell us that we don't have? Yes, we are weak. It's called emotion. Maybe if you used to sit down, pay attention. Do you see that empathy bone that you say
MJ.
that we don't have? We actually do have it. We're just very soft with it.
MJ, on that same note, that person, up until that story hit me so much because you've just showed the end product of what could happen. I was speaking to Rare Talks earlier, and I was talking about the stepdad situation, and it says, I thought you was talking about me, and then you said, oh yeah,
I'm not
he
gonna
ended
lie,
up
I thought
killing
he was
himself.
talking about you as well. I'm not gonna lie,
Bro,
brother.
hey,
No one even
bro,
lie. I swear I thought you were talking about him because you said I don't want to say it because
hey,
everyone's gonna know who he is. And I'm like, bro, when I
yeah,
heard you say the story about stepdad, I was like, bro, are you speaking about my man at the bottom? But
No,
how?
don't
You
listen.
don't
No,
even
but
know
you
him
know what,
though.
watch it.
I'm so
Don't get me
confused.
wrong. I'm a stepdad, but I would never. I push the
wow,
kids the kids to phone their dads. If you want anything, do you know what?
Good
Ask your
man.
dad before you ask me. I'll get it for you. I don't really mind. I don't want your dad to feel like some pussy, or I don't, because I'm a dad as well. I know how it feels on the flip side. So
I think it comes down to what I figured out. I'm 42, so I've seen a lot and I've been through a lot. And when men's mental health and us talk and we talk, and
yeah,
there is a very, so when women talk, when women are upset, when ring up, oh Sally, yeah, well he's done this, okay, come round, boom, we're round, and there's wine and there's snacks and he's this and he's that and he's, oh you shouldn't have gone near him, this that and the other. When men, I had a friend whose wife cheated on him. He came round and he was bawling his eyes out. Fine, have a cry, wicked, great, let's talk, let's really get into it. But he'd already been round 3 people's houses and said, look, this has happened. Oh, I can't really talk about it. And that's his so-called pals. So there's not many actual men. There's a lot of men out there that give it that, oh, man up. Shit, that's where it comes from. It comes from men. That word man up comes from men. And then it's been
okay,
spread by women. But now I'm seeing more men actually go, do you know what? That's an out of order word to say, like man up.
yeah, no, it's
You
and
need to listen to people.
it's the women that are using it more now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Women are using it more. But to be a man and to be weak and want to go and talk to another man, having another man go, oh, mate, look, I don't really want to get into that feely stuff. You go, right, okay, boom, let's bottle that up. We ain't going to talk about that. Next time you're down, no, we don't talk about that. We bottle it up. Then when we're alone in our flats or our houses or in our cars, we break. We can't
Yeah,
talk to women about it because women go, well, I talk to my female friends and they're this, that, and the other, but we're not interested in your thing. You go and talk to somebody else. Now, I have borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And when I was diagnosed with them, before I was diagnosed with them, I knew that there was an issue. But my ex said, just go and find out yourself.
well, that's not nice, is it?
Hey,
Just go and find
Vendetta,
out yourself.
Like, are they? All right.
Vendetta. Cool. So there's certain people that know me for what I do on my platform as well. So on my platform, I just like empowering people that have been like depressed,
Yeah,
anxiety, or they can't speak to no one. So if you know me, then you'll know on my platform you could be any type of person, any age, anyone that's dealing with mental health, and I want to be there. I want to be there. Do you get it? Because that could be man or woman, but it's like when you got you got to understand when you come to this channel right here, it's for one thing because there is no one on. There's no one. There is no one right now, and I'm gonna say that again. That is doing what Rare Talks does. The way I have to big up Rare
no,
Talks
I know that.
is,
Yeah,
bruv, he needs to
100%.
be. He needs to be the man actually running the thing. Do you get it?
An advocate, 100%.
%1,000,000. %1,000,000.
100%. Yeah, an advocate, definitely. I mean, it took
Million
me
percent.
4.5 years to get a diagnosis.
4
Wow.
years? Why? Why
Why,
so long?
4.5.
why so long?
Why
Well,
so long though?
COVID, excuses with COVID
Okay,
as well.
yeah.
2 years prior to that, it was, well, no, you're just a little bit sad. No, what you need to do is you just need to exercise more.
Brother,
and
you know how much, you know why that hurts me so much, yeah? Because as I'm getting older, yeah, life is getting harder, yeah, and I'm actually starting to feel like the burdens of life. That makes sense. When you was younger, life was easy, innit? You know what I'm saying? But as you start to get older, more bills. You got your yard now. There's all types of expenses that you got to pay for. Then you got your children. You got your mum, your dad, your aunties. People are dying around you, like your cousins, your uncles, people that you love are dying. So it's like,
It's true.
life starts to become more realer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
when you've
yeah,
had like
100%.
a 30-year relationship with someone and they die, it's like, it hurts you. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even recover from things like that. So it's like, now you're actually going through that real life mental, like your mental health is actually getting tested as you get older. When you're younger, it's cool, carefree. But as you're getting older, it actually starts to really dawn on you still. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's something that no one actually talks about either. You know what I'm saying? How men's mental health, as life is taking tolls on them, no one's talking about that part of it.
Oh, 100%. 100. I mean,
Vendetta said it. You know when they say, sorry, Vendetta, you know when Vendetta said, that word, just man up. So you see from young, it's like we've been installed to like, that word man up is more like, just forget about it. Just carry on. Like,
Yeah. Just
So,
brush it off and carry on and go about your business.
you know
We've
what I
been
mean?
told
exactly.
that from
Exactly.
when we
My
was
dad
little.
was a para in the army. My granddad was a W2. He was a beefeater, yeoman warder, served the Queen, anything like that. If you got upset or anything like that in front of them, they wouldn't even say a word. They'd just look. And you knew then at that point, you better
You
shut
know
up.
that look.
Yeah, that look. You better shut up because there's a bamboo stick right there that's going to go right across your ass if you keep whining about our life.
Hey, who knows about the
100%.
look? You know about the look. You know about the look. The look was
it's
cold.
that they didn't even have to say a word, and it's instilled from there. Like, I never thought. I mean, I was with my ex for 19 years. She saw things in my behaviour that I didn't see. So she noticed the first signs of borderline that I didn't see. I was that far in denial. I had a fucking canoe, and I couldn't see it because I didn't talk about it. And then the relationship just completely and utterly failed on both parts. And now I'm struggling on my own because my world, her world is still the same. She's a great mum. She's an absolute great mum, and she'll put them kids first. And I cannot fault her for that at all, in any way, shape, or form. But what I can say is her life hasn't changed since we split because she's still in the same house. I still pay, I think it's up to about £700 a month I give her for the 2 kids. And yeah. And plus get whatever the kids need, this, that, and the other.
I got a clap for you. I'm not gonna lie. I got a clap for you, bro. Bro. I don't know what to say.
Bro, £700 sounds like a Dubai trip.
Well, 1 second, right?
%1,000,000.
And it is, and I do it, and I break myself. So I've had to change my life completely. I'm on my own now completely. I see the kids. I pick them up from school on a Monday from 3, have them till 8. On a Thursday, 3 till 8, and on a Saturday, I get them from 2 till 9 in the morning. Anything else, I have to ask. I have to email. Okay, which is fine. I've got no problems. Fine, it is what it is. There's a whole backstory, but I'm not getting into that. And I pay what I pay, so they don't have to change their life, right? But that is not because that's the law. That's because what I got told. Well, basically, my ex said, "Why should me and the kids have to change our life because of what happened?" And then it changed to, why do the kids have to change their life because we're not together anymore? And she's got a point to a certain extent. But then I started thinking about it. I'm working 7 days a week, 15 hours a day. I'm self-employed, I run my own firm. I'm given £700 a month. Sometimes it's a little less if my invoices don't clear, but I still give the
Vendetta,
kids what they
sorry.
want.
Vendetta, sorry. Hold that. Yeah. Someone just gave you like share. This lady just gave you like share. She's like, certain men don't even pay £100 a month to do kids. I'm just gonna put the narrative out there. You women, you're not trying to find a man like Vendetta. So let's not. Obviously, he's doing it out of the kind of his heart, and he don't want to change the kid's life. But certain women in the chat are like, wow, like, I need me a man like Vendetta. Like,
No,
so you
because
know, like,
that's a good point, because I feel so. I come from a broken home, right? Okay, and I made it. So in my head, I went, I am never, ever, ever going to have my kids go through a broken home. Never, because I had that. Stepfathers that beat me, this, that, and the other. I'm never going to do that to my kids. And then it happened. Okay, so right, you can say it's out of guilt, but then it's not. It's out of love as well, because I want my kids to have everything that I didn't have. Right, and if it breaks me, then so be it. That is what it is. But that's my mentality. I'm not a perfect man. I'm not this, that, and the other. I've got my I've done some shit stuff. Okay, and I'm not
We all
innocent.
have, man. We all have,
all right?
Vendetta. We all have, man.
But I've
None
held
of
my
us.
hands
We
up
all
and I've
done
gone
stuff that
fucked up,
we're ashamed of.
and that's it.
We
I
all have.
fucked up,
We
and
all
that's
have.
it.
We all have, man. And you know what? That's what makes us great people, that we can hold ourselves accountable, that we've done bad stuff. You see, doing bad
Exactly.
stuff, it makes you a human being, you know. Let me just put this out there. But not holding yourself accountable is dangerous. That's the dangerous
100%.
part.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous part.
Yeah, 100%. I know what I've done. I know what I've done in my relationship. I weren't a fucking choir boy. I know that. 100%. Right? And she was my rock, but then the rock crumbled. You know, and that's fine. And then the rock crumbled, and I was crumbling anyway, because coming to terms with, I mean, BPD, when I split, I go emotionless. I have no emotions to anything. I don't know how long that's going to last. So she can, a family member could die in front of me, and I'd just go.
I understand that one.
Do you know what I mean?
Damn.
And that's it. But then a few weeks later, I could be in
It will
the
catch
flat
you
in a
later.
mess.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
a lot of people. Sorry to cut you, Vendetta.
that's all right.
That's something that a lot of people don't understand, and that's when we would get branded that we have no emotion.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on, finish.
There's so many men out there that are undiagnosed with mental health issues. I mean, I'm talking about serious mental health issues from trauma that they have never ever had the chance to talk about to their loved ones, to anything. Like, if I say something like this, do you know what? I just need a hug.
Yeah, and that would solve. And do you know the funny thing, Vendetta? Sometimes a hug would solve everything for us.
Exactly. Just that. It's just that. I think what it is them realizing.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
he's doing this.
Again,
100%.
The highlight of this whole topic, acknowledgement, because acknowledgement goes in a lot of different directions. Some people think it's one-sided.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm just reading the comments, and some of them are saying about the money. I pay the child maintenance because I pay the child maintenance. Both my kids do football. Both my kids do this extracurricular activities, this, that, and the other, and it goes towards their rent.
Don't explain.
But it's fine. It's fine. But when I have my children, right? I don't spend a lot of money on it. We sit here and we build. I've got stuff in my flat that I've got every flat surface is taken over by something that my daughter's made. Right?
Sorry,
that we do arts and crafts.
You know why I said not to explain yourself, Vendetta? Because the comments are just showing that I'll say like 90% of them are women, and what the whole point of what we're saying is their highlight of everything based on us, for example, us being rubbish dads is because we're not financial.
Oh,
so if you were to scrap this financial part, if you were to take that financial part out, what type of dads are we?
We're the best dads that we can be because we're human beings.
Thank you.
Right? mothers aren't superhuman.
Correct.
Neither are fathers. We're all human. We're all made of the same stuff.
Yes, we are. You're correct, my bro.
That's it. You know.
It's the
I try
narrative.
my best.
It's the narrative. You know, like for instance, when Rare Talk showed me about certain things on the internet today, it's the narrative that maybe it's the government that put out there that dads are probably 30% of help that's needed and the mums are 70%, and then everyone just runs with that narrative and takes the piss.
That's true mental health.
It's actually sad that I see this thing. I see this TikTok. It's always TikToks. I'm always on TikTok when I'm having a crap. But I see it, and there's a woman saying, "Why do we need men? We don't need men." And it's like, you kind of do, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. We build the world. Okay, we take this
100%.
job. We do this. We die at a young age, 45,
Yes.
having a heart attack through stress, and being the dad, doing this, that, and the other. We build the world. We build the foundations for families to live, right? So, all right, let's say in 100 years' time, there's no grown men. There's only children and women. That's because we've all killed ourselves to build a better world for them, because that's how we're wired.
Tell them again.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh,
we build the world.
Tell them again, Vendetta. Tell them again.
We men build the world for women and children and men to live in.
Thank you.
Facts on facts.
I could proper go on all day, bro, as well.
That was literally a fact on fact. That one was like, you know, you drop that. You know, you drop the mic. You know, you.
Yeah.
You know, you drop the mic. Like you don't have to say nothing else. Yeah. Hey, you don't have to say nothing else, and you just that conversation is, bro. That was the best point ever. Probably there are no men left, but because we built the world for everyone else to live in. Imagine that. Imagine that.
That's
Imagine
it.
That.
We're the ones that are killing us, literally killing ourselves.
That is mad. That is crazy. That is crazy.
But everything's coming to light now as well. Everyone, like what's going on right now is life changing. I don't think people understand how big this is. Obviously, we're in it now because we can't really see as big as it's big. We know it's big. But we're literally changing history, even being here in this room, even talking. Like, this is a big thing. I'm like, when Rare Talk say, look, if they come for me, just know in it. Because this is like, obviously, we're people that they don't want in the world.
Me. They already come for me already, but they're going to come for me. I'm going to be assassinated. But don't worry, if I get assassinated, don't let the message die. I need you to continue the message.
I'm going to carry on.
Die. They're going to assassinate me eventually.
You won't get assassinated, all right? Because men build the weapons. We build the weapons.
Yeah, no, but you know...
and that was just like, before anyone
it's going to be a man that gets me.
I'm having a bubble.
It's going to be a man that gets me.
I'm just saying, all right? Before anyone gets on my case, I'm having a bubble, all right? That's all. We make the weapons, so we'll just pull the pin out. It'll be fine. And they'll throw it. It's all right. It's fine.
Disarm all the weapons and it's all right. You know what I mean? Just take away all the shells.
Yeah.
Man, God, have the guns. Have the guns.
Even just us talking and having a good energy and a good vibe and having a good conversation is mentally healthy for all of us sitting there. I think we don't realize how important it is for us to just come together sometimes and just talk about topics that are pertinent to us, not be interrupted, and just catch a good vibe. I feel like we don't realize how important that is, and that's why we're gonna do this all the time. This is never gonna stop.
No, you should do it well. You should do. I'll watch all your stuff, and I'm there going like that on the toilet. No, I'm not always on the toilet. You know, I do sit sometimes. I'm crawling on the floor because my legs are dead. But I'd love to go on there because I would proper like, yeah. But then I'm like, no, don't time yourself. Yeah.
I imagine Vendetta. Imagine, you know, the narcissist will say, "Oh man, we can't listen to Vendetta. All he does is he's on the toilet all the time." But obviously, we know.
If I go into people's lives, if I'm on the toilet, I go into people's lives and say hi. I go, "Yeah, I'm having a shit, by the way." And then they don't talk to me. It is what it is. You've got to do it. I'm not
Hey,
now though.
but
I'm on the PC. But
on a serious note though, do you know when Rare Talk says like, yeah, there's certain man that will come out the woodwork and they'll be like, bro, what do I do? I'm going through this, etc. I only just started my page like kind of recently, and I was shocked here when I jumped online. Yeah, there's 0 people in the room, but then you'll see I had a couple people come out of the woodworks and be like, raw. Thank you for having this safe space and just for me to speak to and just for you to listen
100%.
to me. Do you know what I mean? It does
Yeah.
wonders for people.
The
It
amount
does
of people I've
wonders.
helped behind closed doors, the friends that I have on TikTok and this and the other, and we've spoke about mental health and their issues, men and women, and the simplest thing is putting mindfulness techniques into their head so they can deal with things, and they're going, oh, I can't do it and I can't do it and I can't do it. He said, you're doing it now because you're talking. That's a mindfulness technique. You are talking, you're having a laugh randomly to somebody, you're doing it. And it's that change. You do
That's
have
it.
to.
That's it. Like I said, there needs to be more spaces where men feel comfortable enough to speak about problems that are pertinent to their life and to things that's going on with them and issues that men actually suffer from on a daily, and things that not small things, because the things that I'm talking about are big things to man's mental health.
Yeah.
Like when we speak about how this affects men's mental health, I think a lot of people like throw it to one side, like, nah, man, like, how's that affecting you, man? Not seeing your child, or the woman turning the children
And
against you,
that's
or
people being
like,
closed. That's their minds being closed. So they go, well, if I can't think like that, then surely you shouldn't be allowed to think, or you shouldn't be thinking like that. And it's like,
that's it.
But the assumption is the mother of all fuck ups. I can't even remember what that film's off. We'll film that off. But it is true. You're assuming that just because you can't deal with it in your head, that why should I? You should be dealing, and you shouldn't be dealing, and you should be, and you're judging, and you're doing this, and it's just like, I'm explaining to you how I feel in my head. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to understand it. You just have to listen. And that's it. Eventually you'll understand it to a certain degree, but to your degree and not mine. Because my head's messed.
Trust me.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if I explain to you, like people are saying, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't actually have to explain yourself. I don't have to, but I do. Why? Because I can. Why? Because I'm honest. Because there's no point in lying. If people want to know what I do, this, that, and the other, as long as it's not behind closed doors in that type of way, then I'm all right. But and even then, no, I'll charge money for that. But I'm just saying, like, I make jokes a lot, and people think, oh, look at that guy, got a good vibe, he makes jokes and everything like that. He's a good laugh. Yeah, but when this goes off and when the lights go off, sometimes I'm not. I'm on the floor. I'm in the car, going 140 mile an hour, trying to wrap it into a wall. It's because
Hey, jokes aside. Jokes aside, yeah. Jokes aside.
That's what I have to deal with.
Jokes aside, you see when he's talking about that stuff, let me show you how erratic I am. So let me show you, yeah. Let's talk about everything in the world that could be possibly mad. And MJ was showing the end product. MJ shows the end product of having stepdads, of denying access, all along them lines. Don't think I weren't trying to wrap my head over the steering wheel. Physically self-destruct. Just not caring about life. Lost my head. Didn't even know I didn't even know I was doing that. Do you get it? I was so blind, I didn't even know I was trying to self-harm myself. Do you understand that?
But you know what? You know what? To be fair, a lot of us men have done that. Whether it's going in blind on a quick move, going to run up on man. Listen, there's a lot of things that guys have done. Blindly,
drinking, drugs.
All of it.
It makes you feel
all of that.
I've
been there. All of that.
On the emotion that we've encountered. A lot of it is based. Well, with us, it's based on because we haven't seen our children, so we do dumb things.
Yeah. I drop my kids off at 8 o'clock. I'm in the car until 3 o'clock in the morning in the alleyway.
I was looking for. Because you
do you know what I'm saying?
Sorry to cut you.
We feel like we've got nothing. Yeah, sorry, Vendetta, man. We feel like we have nothing to live for. And Rare Talk says it a lot. He said, look, take a child away from the dad and see how that dad acts. Yeah, see if that. Yeah, see how my man acts in it.
Now, do you know the one thing do you know the one thing we haven't spoken? I feel. Imagine if we was the ones that had the children. How would the women act?
We don't even want to go into that because I
have to, bro. I'm
no, I
sorry.
don't mean like that. I don't mean like that, MJ. I mean like I've already got an answer. You see, even when we're talking theoretically and they go mad in the comments and they get emotional, Imagine if you were to take their child away for 24 hours, yeah? Just to say 24 hours.
No, it's true.
Wow.
Violence.
It'll be a mad thing.
Aggression. And they'll get away with it. Why?
They would have
because they can.
Excuse as to why they acted the way that they did.
Oh, yeah, because they was on their period or something. Why it was
acceptable.
Yeah, they're always justifying the bad behavior. That's why women will say to you, I'm coming on my period, so don't get me mad. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like that. I don't care if your period's here. I don't care. I'm not putting up with bad behavior in general.
My dad always used to say, how can you trust something that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die? And I was like, that's a little bit deep, Dad, to be fair.
Hey, you know the older generation, they're just so raw with it. They don't even care. Like, there's no filter. Like,
no, listen, I joke a lot, and some of it is inappropriate, but it is what it is, right? You can joke about anything. If someone gets offended, it's okay to be offended. The world's not going to eat you up. Nothing happens. You're just offended. Do you know what I mean?
So I get it still.
But my dad's old school. I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I just said it on here, but I mean, do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Crazy. But yeah, it's one of them things that if men take their kids away from a woman will go, you take my kids away from me, I'm a lioness and I'll fucking and this, that and the other, and they'll get away with it. But a woman can take and be in charge. Now this is where it comes to being in charge of how a man, their ex, can see their child. In charge. I had to, in my mind, on Sunday, after I'd finished work, because I went to work, I dropped my kids off at 9 o'clock in the morning. I had them for 2 hours, and then I went to work. I went to work because it takes my mind off things. And then when I got back, I was like, in my mind, I went, I'm going to ask the kids if they can ask their mum if I can come over and see them, just to say goodnight.
But why should you have to ask?
That's when I sat there and thought, why am I asking? They're my kids. Why can't I turn up and just... But then there's privacy, and I get that. I understand that. But it's not like I'll bust in and go, hey, psh, and, if she's in the toilet or whatever and go in. I'm not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? I ain't going to bust the door down anyway. I'll just knock on the door politely. But yeah, that hit me on Sunday. Sunday night it hit me. I was like, why am I asking? They're my kids. Like...
Sometimes we ask crazy questions, yeah, and the answers to it is so wild that in my mind I'm just like, I feel like men should have access to their children anytime they like. So you see, for one random day, it was like 6 o'clock, and you said, you know what, I miss my children, man. Let me call the mum and see if I can just come around visiting them, because you know what, I just feel lonely. I just need a hug. Because you know what, yeah. Real life story. I know a man, yeah, that he was going through depression, and he said, how can I help? And this is him. All I want to do is hug my children right now. That's it. Once I get to hug my children, my mind will go back to, I'll reset back to being strong again. I just need that hug from them. I just need to see their smile. Like, nothing in the world right now will make me smile like they will. Like, and he understood that. So he called her, and she's like, yeah, come straight away. He came, saw his children. Bro, it was like he was back to normal. I was like, yeah, man called me after all happy, like, yeah, man, what you saying? I'm like, huh? Because he was sad before, but just seeing them children and hugging them.
Because that's unconditional love. That's unconditional love. Yeah. With a woman, there's conditions.
Unconditional love.
And
there's conditions to it. For even us to be a dad, there's conditions to it.
Of course there is.
If you want to stay in a relationship with them, there's conditions to it.
Of course, we have to bring something as men. Yes, Chris Rock said it best. I think women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally.
That's it.
And we are loved only on the condition that we bring something to the table.
Yeah,
My
that's
table's small,
yeah, no,
man.
it's true.
As
My
long as we
table's small.
provide, then we're allowed to enter the room in it. If you can provide, then you're allowed to enter the room. If you're not providing and you're just bringing love, okay, cool. You're not coming to this party. You're not allowed in this party.
Do you know the
No, if
wildest thing
any,
I
no,
ever
do you
heard
know
though?
what? If
You
you know what?
know
If
the
anything, you're
wildest thing.
allowed to the party, but you can't have a say.
Do you know what the wildest thing I
Oh
ever
yeah.
heard though? You want to hear the wildest thing I ever heard a woman say on a social media app? She said, if a man doesn't give me financial assistance, I will change the child's name on the birth certificate.
Jeez.
Fucking
That's
hell.
that's taking it to new levels. Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know?
That's catting for money. That's like
Like,
That's
literally
mental.
I'm not
you're
being
basically
funny.
putting your child up for money. Basically, like you're basically using that child as like a get out plan. Like, oh yeah, the child is
Yeah,
the bag.
I'm throwing
And she
myself
said that
under the
man
bus
does not
here.
deserve to see them children if he doesn't pay financial assistance. And
So
for
here,
And
long,
I
like
bet
I
you a
was
lot
like,
of females follow
I'm
that.
gonna throw myself underneath another bus. So by law, women can't have the child's name changed on the birth certificate. But what they can do is go to Depot and change their name.
yeah.
So depending on the age of the child, if the child doesn't know the original surname, obviously they're gonna grow up knowing what their name is, whatnot, and not delve into their original name. But there's gonna be a point in their life where they're gonna be asked for their original documents. That day, you see that day there, they're gonna be like, but I thought my name was, for example, Big Berg. How comes my name ain't Big Berg and it was actually flipping Johannesburg? Mum, who's Johannesburg? You're big 35 now. You got questions to answer. And I'll tell you that from personal experience.
someone said time spent is better than money. Memories mean more.
Exactly.
Facts.
That's
Hey,
right.
real.
You know a child, yeah. You know a child, yeah. Let me tell you something. Have you ever noticed with children when they're very young, like 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, yeah? They always ask you, can we go out? Can we go here? Can we go there? You never heard them say, can you give me £100, please? Because I need to go and buy the newest trainers. Because at that
Exactly.
young age, it's about what can we do together? Like, oh, we went swimming today, and they'll gas. They'll be like, yeah, I went to the circus with my dad. I went to the park with my dad. I was riding a horsey. Like,
Yeah. Or
even
even
like
if they
small things, like I was riding my rollerblades with my dad. Like I was riding my bicycle up and down the hill. To us men, it's like, what? You just ride a bicycle, it's nothing big. But to them,
to them,
it's about the
Yeah.
memory.
the world.
And
Yeah.
that's what you can never, even if you had all the money and you was giving her all the money in the world, but you weren't spending time, she would complain that you're not giving time. So it's like you can't really win sometimes the women. Sometimes the woman came on here earlier and said, he stopped seeing the child because I asked for time and money. And I was like, what? So you asked the man to spend more time with his child and he ran away. Do you know how I'm saying, as men, there's 3 men in the box right now, yeah? Your children's mum says to you, spend more time with your children. Are you running away?
No, I'm there.
Well, I'm gonna ask when. What can I come now?
Yeah. I leave work. I'm done. Yeah, I'm
Look,
straight
there's
there.
4 men all reiterating the same thing. All 4 of us are saying the same thing. If a woman told us to spend more time, even if we know it's gonna be hard and it's gonna affect our pocket, we'll still be like, all right, let me try. But why would we run away though? Why would we not want to see the children if she says spend time? Why would we want to not see why would we not see children? Because she's telling us that it's not that we're not spending time, she's saying she wants to spend more time. So why would we run away at that moment? I don't like, one of you lot make me understand that, please, because
I can't.
I'm so confused.
I can't.
The father's a narcissist. Doesn't have any
Do you know
emotions.
what's mad as well? There's a lot left out as well. You know, when it comes to like a way you speak to a man as well, you can't just like, because a lot of these females, they sound very politically correct when they're talking and that when they're talking like in front of an open audience. But at the time of the situation, yeah, the attitude is off the hook. Yeah, let me tell you now. And I'm not saying, all right, cool, men can't just say, you know what, let me not stoop to her level. But sometimes these women are pushing you on different levels to the point where it's hard for you even to interact with the lady that's got your child, or even it's like sometimes they push it straight to court, and you might not even be ready for court. You might not even be ready to go to court.
So that situation where the woman said to the bloke, "See your kids more," and he ran. How deep does that go? I mean, one, he could be a narcissist, no emotions at all, right? Literally none, and he's got another family on the go anyway, so he doesn't care, right? And he just uses and abuses people. Two, it could be that every single time they had an altercation where he went to pick up the kids, she was abusive.
Mm.
And he went, shall I go or get stabbed? Shall I go or get verbally abused? Shall I go and her new boyfriend's going to beat the fuck out of me? The story is that you don't know. And that's the thing. So unless someone is completely and utterly honest, you're never going to know. He doesn't want to see his kids. Why? Do you make it easier for him to see his kids? Does he have to jump through hoops? Does he have to fucking hop on one leg? You know, is he getting a mental abuse when he comes and pick? You're right in front of the kids. Well, make sure you do something with them today. Don't just go down the fucking park. Don't just do
Yeah,
this. Don't have a
they
park and a
do that.
fucking ice cream.
They
Do
that
something else
quite
with them.
a lot.
I went out. I did this. We did this as a family. We did this with my family. We did that. Do something else with them. Yeah, but I'm on my own. It's just me and the kids. We'll do what we want to do. No. And they're saying it in front of the kids. And then how that man goes like this. And then he's gone. He's gone. He's gone in the eyes of his kids as well. Because his kids are standing there going, why is he taking that? Why is mum doing? Why is and then the guy's going, she's killing me. So it's better off me not coming round. Just food for thought, isn't it?
Nah, that one there was powerful. Because you know what? I never actually looked at it like that. But if a man's getting abused every time he comes there, you might just think, this is long. I can't even bother with this. I'm just going to just leave and not come back. And we might think, oh, he's a weak man and blah, blah, blah. But there's only so much abuse you can mentally take sometimes, man, as a human
And then
being.
what happens from that then is that whole, the woman goes, your deadbeat dad. Your dad's a deadbeat. You don't want to fucking see her. Hold on a minute. Right. I've made that decision, let's say, that guy's made that decision to not get himself into that situation because of abuse, right? And let's say, for instance, that he's said this to his ex. I'm not getting into that because you're abusive, you make me feel like this big in front of my kids, that I should be their hero, you know what I mean? And they should be excited to see me, and it's always an argument not doing it, right? And he's told them, what is stopping that woman, his ex, from dropping the kids off? Or from sorting out a mediation type of thing. No, what she'll do is she'll go, right, okay. He doesn't want to see them. He's made that clear. I know the reason why, but the kids don't need to know the reason why. This is only some women, not all. Just saying, could be that woman that said, okay, well, he pays this much maintenance. Well, I'm going to get that. Well, fuck it, I'm going to sting him for everything. He can't see the kids. He's not having the kids. And now to everybody, he's a deadbeat, that dad that don't want to see the kids. But he's not. He's a dad that's at home crying because he can't see his kids because his ex abused the fuck out of him.
Thank you. Back to the narrative, forgotten fathers. Those guys, I got a name for them. They're called the forgotten fathers because when it comes to Father's Day, it comes to Christmas, nobody like remembers them because they're just like they don't exist, but they actually do exist, and they're real men. And you know what? Shout out to them men. You know what I'm saying? Because
100%.
I think no one talks about them. It's like them fathers, and I call them fathers because they're not doing it out of they don't want to be there. It's just they're being denied, and nobody talks about them. Everyone just makes it seem like them men are. You have men reiterating this narrative on other men. So basically, men are getting attacked by women, and then other men are degrading men. So now men are lowered in every sense, in aspect of life. And that's one thing that we need to stop doing as men. Just looking at the same way women, when they see a situation, they'll say, but why did you stop him from seeing the children? Let's start asking that narrative. Why is he not in the children's lives? And then when you start asking questions and probing, you start to see that, wait a second, it sounds like you stopped him from money. Is it money that you want?
Hey, do you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy on that same topic? I wish there was like certain laws against men. You know how China's got like where you can't go against the guy that's in power. Yeah, he'll just come for you. You know, you're on TikTok and you're scrolling through TikTok and there's bare man that's just doing these things just to get pum pum, and they'll be like, you know that guy, deadbeat dad. These guys should be arrested. Like, yeah, these guys should be arrested. Yeah, there's no way these guys should be allowed to destroy humanity. They're destroying humanity. Yeah,
I said they
because
should
if
be
it's not,
arrested. You're
hey,
funny.
hey,
How did you
bro,
go from
it's
there
either
to there, bro? I'm not. I didn't even get there with you, bro. Wait.
no.
I
Do you
said they
know where
should
it
be
is?
arrested.
Do you know where it is though? Do you know where it is? Because obviously, you know when you were saying, yeah, we need to take a stand. There's only so many of us in it. Like, obviously, it's like a losing battle sometimes. So we need to eradicate the situation. Yeah, the situation needs to be taken off hands. Like, some men are not going to change. Some men just want to beat boom boom.
I could start another subject that will blow everything out the fucking thing, but I don't think I will.
No, hey,
I don't
don't
think I will.
say.
No,
I
Hey,
don't
sorry
want
to
to
get you
start.
started.
Come on, better.
all right, right, okay. So this is my views. Now, I pay what I pay. Every dad's pay what they pay, right? But imagine this. Imagine if the child maintenance that we pay just goes into accounts for the kids to use on whatever they want to use it for, right? When they're at that age, right? The reason I say that is this. The reason I say that is this, because as men, I'm a dad. I'm on my own. I don't get child maintenance, but I still have to give my kids whatever they desire and whatever they want when they're here. I'm not
Wow.
saying it's a bad thing, right? But what I'm
Wow.
saying is child maintenance, when you give child maintenance, that is for your children, right? That is not for somebody to go and get their nails done or have Costa Coffer every single fucking day, right? Or to pay rent. That's for school, that's for this, that's for the other, right? And why can't I, as a man who pays child maintenance, say to my ex, could I please have the receipts to what you have spent the child maintenance on?
That's true.
Wait. So, but I think there must be a way that you can do that, though. You know.
No, because it's
No,
an invasion of privacy because you are no
yeah,
longer together.
yeah, you can't.
Wow.
And
If you're
that's when then
not,
that government GPD thingy
if
ABCD thing
you're
comes
not
in.
ever on married or whatnot, you can do that. But if you're separated, you can't do it.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Very tricky on that one there.
It's just mental. If you give a certain amount of money for the children, that's for the children. Okay, that's not to pay your bills with. Okay, and that's where I think some women get really confused. Like, you have to give me this because I have to pay the electric bill. No, you should do that anyway. You're a grown ass woman. You're working. You're
Yeah,
grown. I'm
Sorry
grown.
for laughing.
I'm still working. I'm still paying out this. Do you know what I mean?
Straight.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you with that because I've got work at 5.
No, I
Big
respect.
up Karen as well. But listen, lovely for
Yeah,
everyone joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I
You know what
respect
I'm
for
saying?
everyone staying up.
yeah, I know. Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to MJ. Shout out to Vendetta. Shout out to Mental
I'm
Health
gonna,
Advocate. Shout out
I'm
to
gonna
everyone
add
in the
these lot.
comments that was
Right,
And
donating. All the people that have
I,
been gifting. Yeah.
shout out to the shout out to the females as well. That's been in the chat. Yeah, that's actually stayed to listen and add their
and
good
not the
2
toxic
pence
ones.
each.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
big
know what I mean?
yourselves up. Big
thank you
yourselves
very
up.
much.
Big yourselves up, people.
Hey, check out the new video, Forgotten Fathers, out on YouTube now. Like, comment, subscribe, you all know all that stuff. Love people. Take
Kinda
care. Have
watch
a nice
that.
day.
Hey,
Go over
done
there now.
though.
Yeah,
Cheers.